Oh God, my chat that day, I'm looking at it and it was
What did they
rough.
think? Oh, they thought it was this one here, or
No,
your.
no, no, no. Look at the chat on the screen, like on the
Oh
clip.
shoot! Oh, the one true chili. The one true chili. All right,
So,
if you play.
so my dog, his name is Chili,
Hmm.
and for some reason, I left to go to the bathroom, and when I came back, they made a cult to my dog. And
What? 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 Thank you so much for joining me here today. How's your day today?
It's good. I got home from work and then I streamed and now I'm here. It's been a very productive day.
Damn. See, what is it? Everyone keeps telling me they got productive days. It's a Monday. Everyone should be kind of slow a little bit. But you've been on it. We're talking, you're waking up early, you're going to work, and you're coming back home just all bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, to be fair, I did get like 3 hours of sleep because I went to sleep at like 4 a.m. because I was watching anime. But that's besides the point. And then I ended up taking a nap at work. So
Okay.
I don't.
Do you want me to just
I don't
edit
really
that
know.
out? Is that what you want me to take out here? Is this, I took a nap at work. Bosses, we got it. All right, we got him.
Nah.
What?
My dad is my boss. He doesn't care.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. Your dad's your boss. Your mom's your manager. I'm just learning. I'm getting all these things at once. All right. The show hasn't even started. But that's awesome.
I just overshare consistently. That's kind of my brand.
Well,
yeah.
This is the right place to do it. You came to the right place on the internet. I will ask this: what anime were you watching that kept you up so late?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I haven't even touched that section.
You should.
Really?
It's good.
How deep are you in? Are you almost?
I'm like midway through it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Nice.
It's good. I really like it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Andy, I usually start off these shows the same way. All right. And I tell the guests kind of how we got connected. And there's various ways in which this happened. All right. So first and foremost, you were nominated by Ninska Benz. Are you aware of this?
Yeah, I was in a call with her earlier today, and she was like, "Oh my God, I'm glad he reached out to you because I shouted you out." I was like, "Oh my God!"
I didn't even get to. The worst part was when I was downloading the clip, I didn't even get to like the VOD. I didn't clip out the section where she actually shouted you out. I just shot you the DM, and I didn't know. But
she asked me, "Did he show you the clip?" And I was like, "No, he did not."
Shoot.
What the fuck?
Because she sandbagged me. She was like, "Oh, so this is why I'm on here. You're using me to get," and I was like, "No, don't." Now I felt bad, and so I kept it off. And oh man, I'm gonna DM Nina now. I'm about to. I know she had a big weekend, but I'm gonna DM Nina after this show, man. She's burying me.
Yeah. She had a great weekend.
I know she's killing it too. But that being said, I also have this mod. His name's Otis Parker, and he he's been also in your community. He's told me about you. He's like, you got to check out Andy. You have to. So when I had enough people telling me about it, oh yeah, he's a stud. He's one of my mods here. He's a streamer himself. I like to give him a little flack. I call him a professional e-boy, which I believe you're a professional e-girl.
My Twitter bio says professional e-girl.
Exactly.
It used to say amateur e-girl, and then when I got partner on Twitch, I changed it to professional.
Hey, good luck.
It felt appropriate.
It was it's the right move. It was the right move. But I mean, when that much love is thrown your way, I had to have you. I was just like, all right, let's do this. Let's learn about Andy. Like this is it. So
I'm so flattered.
Oh man, no. I mean, you've worked hard. You've streamed consistently. You've been doing all this jazz. You got a great community behind you.
I don't know about consistently.
All right, yeah, that's fair.
don't know how consistently. I've streamed like 4 times, I think, in the past month.
All right, listen, Andy. I'm supposed to gas you up. All right, that's the show. I'm supposed to gas you up. They don't need to know.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I think
Let's just start over then. My bad.
My damn editor's in the chat. I got to tell my editor, hey, we'll cut out the napping at work and the consistency part. All right, we got it. No, I'm joking. I'm stupid.
Unbelievable. I can't believe you tricked me into saying all this about me.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. But
unbelievable.
But Andy, let's start us off. All right, let's ask the opening question here. We'll talk about your streamer life, your life here on Twitch. Before you even went live for the very first time, how long have you had your Twitch account in general?
I think since like summer or like July, August of last year. So very recently. I haven't had it for that long.
We're talking. Yeah. What even got you onto the platform then?
Honestly, okay. This is okay. So I used to do TikTok. I had an account with about 600K, almost 650K on TikTok. Okay. And I used to go live on there. I used to like do like little TikTok lives and stuff. And a couple people mentioned, oh, you should try doing Twitch. Cause yeah. And I was like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm not really good at playing games. And also I have a MacBook Air. So I don't know how effective that would be. And they were like, just try it. And I saved up for a PC. My mom helped me out with it. And then I just started streaming. Awesome. It was fun. Yeah.
So what, I guess then in terms of what got you to stream, it sounds like it was the friends around you that were just like, if you're doing TikTok lives, you might as well take it where it's mained, where it's, for now at least, where it's prominent. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Do you remember your first stream?
I do. Yeah. I played Minecraft and it was really scuffed because... Okay, so I live in Puerto Rico. So the internet here is not great, not really the best.
Yeah.
And my Wi-Fi router was like 5 years old or something, probably older. So whenever I tried to stream Minecraft, it was like really blurry and it looked like really pixelated, which it's supposed to because it's Minecraft, but it looked like you couldn't even see what was happening on this video. It was so bad. And I streamed for 8 hours. The first time I ever streamed, I streamed for 8 hours straight.
Did you not know you could turn it off?
My way to affiliate. I did, but I was like, I mean, I have nothing better to do. Might as well speed run to affiliate. Why not?
Did you get it in a week, I assume, then?
I did.
Hell yeah. Hey, same here. We're on the same team.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
It's true. We got him. We got
him.
Now we're here. But so I guess with that being said then, so you've been streaming now for how long then? How long from when you created your account to when you started streaming was that time frame?
My first stream, I went back and I checked because I felt like this was going to be asked, was September 18th.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, so this week, this Sunday, it would be 7 months, I believe, since I started streaming. Yeah.
Congrats. Wow.
Thank you.
Awesome. That's exciting stuff, man. This is a whole journey. When did you realize when you were streaming that you're like, oh, okay, things are actually picking up. Like this is becoming a bigger part of my life?
I think it's like the first time that I hit like 100 subs. I was like, oh my God, that's like 100 people that are paid money to be subscribed to me. That's kind of crazy. And eventually I started like making more friends out of streaming. And I was like, this is something that I really like. And then eventually I got on Lover Host. I met a bunch of wonderful people. That's how me and Nina became friends. Awesome. We were both on Quackity's Lover Host, and that's how we met, and that's how we became friends. Because he rejected both of us, and we bonded over that.
Brought that up a week ago. A little brutal.
You know, but yeah. Then after that, I just developed a love for Twitch and the communities that I've interacted with. It's just fun, and I enjoy it a lot.
That's so awesome. Yeah. I appreciate that. Of as a fellow streamer, as a fellow resident here on this platform, that's really cool. That honestly, like, because I know a lot of older frogs, they look at it and they're like, no, this is what Twitch has got to be. But then people are coming in and we're bringing something to the table, something different, maybe.
New wave.
Exactly.
It's a new wave of streamers.
It's a new breed here. That being said, Andy, all right, I know you're not aware. I don't know if you've watched the show before, but I have a segment here in which I like to kind of humanize the guest. All right, streamers
Humanize me.
a little bit.
I'm a robot, dude.
Didn't you?
This is so insensitive.
Well, we're gonna learn about more of that.
This is. You want me to be? I can't believe this.
I want. Okay, maybe instead of humanize, I just want to talk. There's some things here. I have your stream up, Andy, and I've pulled up 3 clips. And I just want you to explain them to everyone that's watching here live and maybe in the future. I just was going through clips and I was just like, what's going on? I wasn't on your channel forever. And so when I looked at it, I was like, I would love some context. I would love to understand what the queen is doing on Twitch. That's it. Hey, you got it. Hey, Andy, this is a trust exercise, all right? You're going to have to trust. I got your back. We talked in the DMs. I got your back here. So
okay.
This first one here, and you could, I'll switch over the scenes. You can listen along on your end here.
Okay.
The first clip we have here is called the Andi Renegade, and you kind of talked about your background in TikTok. So let's take a look at this clip. It's only 16 seconds long. Nothing crazy's happening so far. Let's take a look, all right? And then I'll ask you about the context of it.
Now that happened. Want to see my renegade? Woo!
Oh.
Boom, 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 boom.
So what's going on here? What's going on here, Andy?
Listen, so there was this TikTok sound that was happening at that time. That was like whenever anything awkward happened, it was like, well, now that's over, want to see my renegade? Like whenever anything like awkward happened. And,
so that was your way out of the awkwardness, out of the awkward transition, essentially, is what you're telling me, Andy.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me give you the real question I had aside from the context of this clip. Are you still on TikTok? Are you still making content on TikTok?
Yes, not as much as I used to, just because I'm a lot more busy than I used to be.
Yeah.
And I also deleted my main account.
Okay.
Because it had 600K, but I hadn't posted on it since like December.
Oh.
And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna delete the account.
I'm yoinking it out. Yeah, I feel that.
I just used my second account, which isn't bad. It has I think it's got some numbers on it, so I don't really care for a TikTok that much. Also, oh god, my chat that day, I'm looking at it and it was
What did
rough.
they think? Oh, they thought it was this one here?
No. Look at the chat on the screen, like on the clip.
Oh shoot! The one true chili. The one true chili.
So
if you play.
So, my dog, his name is Chili, and for some reason, I left to go to the bathroom, and when I came back, they made a cult to my dog. And
what? A cult to your dog? How do you even? How did this transpire?
I don't know. I was in the bathroom. I don't know. And then when I came back, they named it the Church of Chili, and they said to worship the one true Chili.
You are out of pocket, Andy. This falls on the streamer.
Me?
This falls on the streamer. This is on you. Yeah.
It's not my fault. I was in the bathroom. My chat took over. Whenever my chat is left alone and unsupervised, it just goes to weird places.
They start just casual cults. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
They also made a cult to my chair.
Oh, what's that one called?
Chair cult.
Okay, that one didn't have as much zest to it.
Yes.
that must have been a shorter bathroom break. Yeah, that wasn't as good. That's not as good. Fair play. So,
yeah.
Let me ask this: Are you hopping? What's the next TikTok trend that you're willing to hop on? All right. Is there a dance? Is there a feta pasta thing that you're willing to do? What is the next TikTok trend you're willing to try out? I would like to know before we move on to the next thing here.
I don't know, man. All I do is do my transition videos, I guess, where I'm looking kind of scuffed, and then I'm like, oh, I have makeup on now. I look prettier.
Ooh, okay.
And there was this one trend that I kind of that is just ripping my heart out of my chest. That it's like, you know, that one song by Beach Bunny is called like Cloud Nine. The lyrics are like, oh, when he like that one, it's like, I hate all men, but when, and then it transitions into the song, and I'm like, God, I wish I could participate.
What you mean? You wish you could? It's just a one full send away. You just got to plan it out. You don't want to go back in.
Can't though. It involves another human being.
Fair play.
And
okay.
So I can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm catching what you're throwing down there. Fair play.
Yeah.
Like let me move on here. Let me get you a second clip. All right. Let's get the second clip here.
God.
It says Andy's door reveal. And why you look so defeated? What is this? I just got started here.
It's just stupid. It's so dumb.
These are public information, Andy. This is public. I went here last night when I got home, and I just saw this, and I was like, okay, I guess we're gonna talk about it. Let's hear this. It's 43 seconds long, Andy.
Okay, let's go. Okay. Not me having an Appa like little poster up on my wall and like. Do you guys want to see my door? Okay, my door is like so Avatar themed. Let me show you guys. Okay, so there's like so much happening over there. There's a lot of Avatar themed things that we need not discuss. Also, there's that one. Also, those tapes are like my friend's heights. We don't need to discuss that. But yeah, that's what my door looks like. Door reveal. So cool, so quirky. Also, those are my old profile pictures. Which I think is pretty
so cool, so quirky.
But yeah. Door reveal. Hi.
So, Andy.
God, my face.
the question I have for this one, Andy. All right, you showed your door. It seems that you're an Avatar: The Last Airbender fan. Is that a fair thing to say?
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
What do you mean? What's the other way to put it?
So. Last summer when I was doing TikTok mostly, like it was, I think for 6 months of my life, my TikTok account was just dedicated to Avatar. And I used to cosplay Katara. So I have ADHD, right? So hyperfixations are a thing. And I was hyperfixated on Avatar for a long ass time. And so, yeah, there's just I'm like looking at my door right now. There's just a lot of Avatar themed things there.
Well, the reason I asked this or why I chose this clip is, I too, huge fan of Avatar. I think it's an awesome show, especially for it being built through Nickelodeon, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Of the 4 elements, what are you?
Fire.
Whoa, but you said Katara. What is this? Why fire?
Well, I took a quiz and that's what it told me.
But is that what your heart says, or is this what the BuzzFeed quiz said?
I mean, it wasn't a BuzzFeed quiz, but yeah, I in my heart, I think I am a firebender. I would be a firebender. It's just the everything about me, I think, should look at the hair.
Yeah,
look at the hair, moms. Come on.
That's fair. What can you give me the qualities of a firebender that you see in yourself?
Aggressive.
Nice. There you go. Yeah. I said Earth for myself, so I mean, we've got...
Why Earth?
Actually, I mean, it's weird because I don't know how to explain it. It's like I resonated with 2 people. I resonated with Toph. I resonated with Uncle Iroh. I just love Uncle Iroh. Oh my gosh, that's why I could also
Uncle
see
Iroh.
Are you? Tales of Ba Sing Se will always be something that makes me cry. Every time.
It broke me.
Yeah. It's insane.
That episode broke me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it.
That's when I turned into an adult, but no. That's the reason being. Let's go on to the last clip here, Andy. All right? So far, so good. It's easy, right?
Okay. That one wasn't as bad as the first one, which is nice.
Why are you saying okay? Oh, jeez Louise. Well,
I was renegading, moms. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that I still know that dance. It's like, it's not good.
There's a slight chance of me that wasn't going to choose that clip. But I was like, it's Andy. She's a renegade in here. We have to do it. We got to do it here. This third one here, all right, is your most viewed clip. And I would love to understand the context behind this here. It looks like you
I
got on
already know what it
FaceTime
is.
with someone. I'm not very sure. And it's a surprise Christmas stream. So let's take a listen here. It's only 30 seconds long, and let's check it out.
What the game Spin the Bottle is? do, do, do you know what the game Spin the Bottle is, Carl? I just took a FaceTime photo. Is that Carl? Yes. Oh, by the way, Doc is in chat. Say hi to Doc.
Dog!
Yeah.
What is going on here? All right. What in the world is this whole questioning of what Spin the Bottle is? And you got Mr. Carl Jacobs here on the line on FaceTime. Tell us exactly what's going on in this clip.
So I used to, oh God, I have this channel point, right?
Okay.
Where it's like, oh, text someone anything. Like you chat chooses who I text and
Okay.
what I say to them. And so at the time, me and Mr. Carl Jacobs over here, we're interacting a lot on Twitter. And so we're friends. Me and Carl are friends. And so someone in my chat redeemed for me to text him. Want to 1v1 me and Spin the Bottle. And then someone redeemed to FaceTime him because that's another channel point. So I had to FaceTime him.
Okay.
And while we were on FaceTime, my chat was like, ask him about Spin the Bottle. And I was like, do you know what the game Spin the Bottle is?
Yeah.
And then he stayed quiet. And then after that clip, I was like, do you want me to explain? And he said, yes, please explain. And so I explained Spin the Bottle, and he was like,
wait,
and that's the context
did he really
clip.
not know what Spin the Bottle was, or is he putting you
No,
on the
he
spot?
knew what it was. He knew what it was. He was just
genius.
being an ass.
Tell me
being an ass. He was baiting me.
Carl got those vibes of like cool RA. You notice that a quirky RA is what I got from this. Is when I watched this. I was like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Yeah.
All right. I like it though. I like it. It was hilarious. Yeah, I didn't understand at
he's
all.
a cool guy.
That's so cool. That's funny. That's a bold channel point though for you to have. Just be like, yo, I'll text anyone and I'll FaceTime anyone, man. You got some balls. Like you've got some gall on you. I would have never. I don't know what inspired that channel point.
I think it's because when I was a smaller streamer, I would like FaceTime my friends when I was on stream.
Yeah.
And then my chat would like ask me, oh, hey, do you want to FaceTime this person? I was like, sure. Let me just make a channel point out of it.
Oh.
It should be fun. It encourages people to stay on the stream to save up enough to get me to FaceTime whoever they want.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's awesome.
Fun.
It's a good
fun
call.
channel point, I think.
I
made it really expensive though, because during that era, people were spamming it.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
I see.
Like a lot. Especially for Carl because he's such a big streamer. They're like, oh my God, we want to see you interact with Carl Jacobs. So I'm going to redeem FaceTime Carl 3 times in the time span of 2 minutes.
Too much.
Yeah, so now it's 50K. So now it's 50K
Wow.
channel points to make me FaceTime someone.
Damn. All right. Well, you guys heard it here first. 50K. All right. That's an open challenge, it sounds like. And apparently, hey, yo, you didn't hear from me, but if you sub, it's like, what, 1.2 times? All right? You'll be doubling down in no time. You'll be talking to Carl Jacobs in no time, apparently.
I don't know about Carl Jacobs, but
all right, someone else then. Someone else. Nina, we can message Nina. It's
Nina,
fine.
absolutely. Nina is my beloved.
Oh, man, she's too kind. That being said, that's all the clips. All right, Andy? That's all the clips. It's as easy as that. That being said, though, I got one more segment for you. And it's as much as I love Twitch and what it's become in my life and all the amazing people we've gotten to meet here, I also love Twitter. I just do. There's so many bangers on Twitter. It's such a cool platform. And I think you can learn a lot about someone's tweets. And again, similar to this clip segment, I got no context. Andy, I got no context. I'm trying to understand what's going on here on the internet. So this first one here, you and I, we kind of talked about it in the DMs, all right? And I just wanted to give you this one's more serious. I wanted to give you a proper platform because I know we have a community question segment, and I just want to get ahead of it, So I wanted to be able to just once and for all, let's put it out there. This is what happened. This is where you're moving forward with. But you had a little bit of a tizzy about a couple months ago or a month ago. And
Yeah.
you mentioned here, you're like, one final thing. I know I didn't handle the situation well at all. However, I was sincere in my apology. And I was honest when I said I wanted to do better. I'm an adult and I need to start acting like one. Much love. Briefly, I don't
Yes.
want to focus on this any more than we already have, especially that you've already have. But I wanted to make sure
Yeah.
to address the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
That anyone that has any questions about what your stance is or how you've moved from this, they can revert back to the VOD here. But for those that don't understand, can you explain what happened briefly, as well as and more importantly, how you're moving forward with it, Andi?
Yeah. So just to summarize the whole thing, because it was kind of a lot. Some people went through my Twitter, and I believe it's a few things.
Yeah.
So in January, I tweeted a joke that was like about pronouns, and someone, like a couple people, about a month ago or so, were like, "Hey, look at this joke that you made in January. Could you explain this?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" I was really confused.
Yeah.
And they were like, it just seems like you're making fun of pronouns. And I was like, that's not what I meant. Like, at the time, that was kind of like a popular meme format. I'm not gonna say what it is just because people could just look it up. But it was sort of a popular-ish meme format, and I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just tweet this on my alt account. It's not a big deal. And then someone said, like, it just seems like you're making fun of neopronouns. And in my head, I'm like, it's a neopronoun. And I was just confused, and I was just very uneducated on that.
Yeah.
But then when I realized that it was wrong, I was like, oh, I'll just delete it. I'll apologize, move forward.
Yeah.
That's that situation. Then I believe afterwards, I do a lot of interesting tweets on my main account, kind of people would say horny tweets. And then people were yeah, we can talk about that later. But some people were like, "Oh, why? Like, can you tag this as NSFW?" And I honestly don't feel the need to tag my tweets as NSFW, just because they're all jokes. They don't include any actual not safe for work by the definition of it. Content. It's just jokes on Twitter. So that was the other thing that people were kind of upset about. Another thing was that I called my friend a bottom. And he is straight and a man. And people were upset by that.
Yeah.
And another thing is that they found an old tweet of me from last summer, where I said the B slur, where I typed it. And the context of it was that on my TikTok last summer, someone called me that slur. And that person had a Black Lives Matter profile picture. And in that tweet, I was just kind of saying, like, I can't believe that someone that has this profile picture just called me a racial slur.
Yeah.
This racial slur. And so that's kind of the context of all of it.
Definitely.
And so I apologized over it. Although when it first kind of became a big problem, I handled it really poorly, because people were like telling me how upset they were that I called my friend a bottom. And I was like, my first thought was, this is so stupid. If, like, it's a queer term, yes, I'm queer, I'm bisexual, I don't see a problem with this. And then I read everyone's tweets, I read the situation better, and I realized, oh, I can see why people might think that this is insensitive or uncomfortable, so I apologize for it.
Definitely.
So it's just, I'm a very hot-headed person. When someone kind of points out something in me that I feel like I'm being attacked, my immediate response is just to defend myself and to be aggressive and to lash out. And so that was my first response. It was really immature, considering the fact that I'm 19. I'm just hot-headed and impulsive, and that was just a very poor way to handle the situation. And moving forward, obviously, if anything like this happens again, hopefully it won't.
Yeah.
Hopefully I have learned from my mistakes. Hopefully I will be more mature about it and listen to the people that were actually affected by it, and listen to what people have to say before being a bitch about it.
Definitely.
That's pretty much it.
The internet's a tough place in terms of forgiveness. And I think it's one of those things where it's we have to speak through our actions, and hearing what you've done in terms of education, in terms of reading all the comments, in terms of claiming responsibility and saying, yeah, I was childish, and part of my flaw as a person, all right, taking away streamers, taking away any pedestal that's because of, putting a camera in your face, being able to say as a person, one of my flaws is to be hot-headed and in the moment try to defend myself rather than listening and empathizing, which might have been the strat at the time, is very mature of you and brave of you. And so again, moving forward, we can only be. I mean, you've heard my thing at the beginning of my show. I'm
yeah,
sure.
I did.
So it's one of those things where it's the humanity in who we are, and trying to, again, I don't want to make too many comments on cancel whatever stuff, but it's like, I hope we can get in a realm of education rather than completely taking out any discussion and just really being entrenched in our opinion or our feelings. But I feel you on that. That being said, that's that. All right, we're done with that. I do have 3 tweets though that are not as serious at all.
Oh no.
And the thing is, Andy, you've really you've captured my attention here. You are one of the more fun ones in terms of going through your tweets and being like, I have to choose one that's in the middle, all right? I don't want to completely dog you. I'm not going to completely dog you, Andy, but you got some tweets that, quite frankly, everyone here at Andivmg, all right, you will not be disappointed. I was dying this weekend. I was at church and I saw one of your tweets, and I was like, I looked at it, horny tweet, I was like, Lord, please, for this one, for Andy, she does not know what she's doing on this thing. No, I'm stupid. But here's this first tweet here. Andy.
Yes, of course.
It says, guys, I think it's time I finally tell you what VMG stands for, ... It stands for blank. What is going on here? What's the cliffhanger, and what does VMG stand for in your username, Andy?
Okay, so for real, my VMG just stands for my initials. This is like common knowledge. Most people know this. But there's like a running joke in my chat that people ask me what VMG stands for, and I'm just like, just fill in the blank, whatever you want it to mean. Wow. I see in chat that one of my mods just said vicious monkey gobbler. Yeah. They just kind of put whatever they want there. Like it. And it's just kind of like a running joke, and that's why I tweeted. I was like, it stands for suspense.
What would you like it to say? If it wasn't for your initials, what would you like VMG to stand for?
Shit, I haven't really thought about it.
Wow.
Very.
There it is. Hey, and it could be whatever you want. There it is, Andy. Quote her on it. Let's quote her on it. Let me.
Very much gay, yes.
There it is. Very much. Yeah, someone right there in there. Very much gay. Perfect. All right. That's what it should. That's canon now, guys. That's lore. You heard it here first.
Yeah, it's lore. It's lore now. Yeah.
The second one, though. The second tweet I got here is very interesting. It you talked about horny tweets, and I think this is something that was interesting to type out. It says, I can't believe I'm 28 years old, Andy. Today's my birthday, and I gotta read this aloud. Here we go. I want to get railed. I'm not talking about minecarts. And then you also in the comments tagged punztw. And what's going on here, Andy? What's going on here, Puns? And you said this at 9 p.m. on the dot, as if it was a scheduled tweet. What is going on here, Andy? Please explain to the class what's going on.
So sex. That's a thing.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the term "getting railed,"
oh my god. Yeah.
It refers to that. And there's a joke. Minecraft has minecarts, and those minecarts need rails. And so I explained that what I wanted And I very much specified that I was not talking about Minecraft.
Okay. This is
and then and then me and Puns, he dared me to tag him in it.
Oh my man. That's hilarious.
Because previously we had tweeted he was my Valentine. I asked him to be my Valentine on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And and so he said yes, and we've become friends since then, very good friends since then. And so he was
awesome.
like, I dare you to tag me in this.
You are looking to stir the internet. That's what I'm hearing, all right? You and Puns are here just causing a ruckus. This is not the...
That was the idea, yes.
And clearly, when I saw this, it instantly caught my eye. I looked at this and I was like, this lady just... This game is for children. This game has blocks in it. And you're talking about getting railed on it.
Listen, at least I didn't tweet out that I coded a Minecraft sex mod, okay? There's other people that have tweeted out similar things to me, okay?
Touche. I liked it. I liked it. Here, this one's on the house. That one's on the house. That one's for later, all right? That's a hilarious tweet. I love that one. And I love the shout out here to Puns, okay? I loved it. I got one more for you, Andy. All right? I'm going to squirm a little bit more. Just one more, I swear, and then we'll get into the good stuff of this show. This last one here is a shoot your shot kind of tweet. And it says, I'm so fucking awkward. I don't know how to make friends. So I just DM people who I think are cool and say, hey, do you want to be friends? And hope for the best. And there's literally an example of it here. In and you said, I wish I was kidding. This is literally how Heather and I became friends. And it says, okay, this is really random, but I think you're really cool and I want to be friends, smiley face. Wait, that's so wholesome. What the fuck? Yes. Tell me, was this not planned? This is not a planned thing.
No, that wasn't planned at all. That was in December, and I think I tweeted this like several months later.
Wow, what is your strat with this? That's again, this is a very bold strat.
Yeah, so this is actually a thing that I do when like most of the people that I become friends with is because I DM them and I'm like, hey, you're really awesome. We follow each other. I think you're really cool, and I want to be your friend. And it sometimes it works. A lot of the times it's worked. I think that's how I became friends with Heather. That's how I became friends with Elena. That's how I became friends with Wisp. That's how I've become friends with so many people.
Really cool.
And Heather now is like one of my best friends.
Oh,
so and that's how it started. Just out of me being like, hey, I think you're really cool, and I think it'd be really cool if we were friends.
It's so simple too of an approach, but it's also very bold. Like people don't put themselves out there in this kind of manner where it's just like, hey, I think you're a really cool person. You want to like hang out or whatever. Everyone kind of plays this dance, or maybe if I collab, maybe if I do this, or maybe if I hang out, eventually it'll happen. But sometimes the short and sweet forward method works. Tell me this though, Andy. Tell me this. Tell me an example where it hasn't worked. Or are you undefeated?
I think I'm undefeated right now. One of the people that I DM'd was Sylvie. Yeah. She's a streamer, and now we're like considering moving in together. That she was like one of the people that I've DM'd. Yeah. Like that's just how I make friends, I guess.
I'm impressed. That's really cool. Honestly, that's really cool. Let me ask this one more question on this topic though. Who's the next DM? Who are you eyeing to send a very warm welcoming of I want to be friends with you?
I don't know. I think right now I've become friends with a lot of the people that I already wanted to become friends with. Mm-hmm. So right now I'm not really eyeing anyone. I'm just kind of chilling in my own world.
No new friends for Andy, guys. No new friends.
No new friends. No new friends.
It's exclusive over here, all right? She's the supreme brand of friendships, all right? Nobody's touching this.
I guess so.
Please don't roll your eyes any further back, all right? You don't got to do that shit to me.
But it's also because recently I joined this Discord with a bunch of different streamers in it. And we all hang out there offline. We don't plan like collabs or anything. It's just purely for hanging out and gaming. And I've met so many people through there that I already wanted to be friends with. So I didn't have to DM them. We just kind of joined a call and we were both there, and that's it.
That's so sick.
Like that, I can give an example. I think Nikki Niachu and Jack Manifold are two of the people that kind of happened with. We just kind of ended up in the same call, and yeah.
And it gets cozy, you know. You just get away from it all, and you talk to people, especially those that kind of understand what you're going through in terms of a streamer, or maybe where you're at in your streaming life and career. So that's awesome to have that kind of space to just you know, be a little bit more of yourself and have some of that relatability. I think that's awesome. That you have that,
and it puts a lot of the pressure off of you because you're just able to be yourself. You don't have to put on a face for streaming. You don't have to publicly interact on Twitter to be friends with someone. Like you're just chilling, playing video games or watch, because sometimes we watch movies in that Discord as well. It's just chill. It's just streamers being people. I think is the best way to put it. Just being themselves.
That's the whole reason I got to do this whole bit with the clips and the Twitter thing. Like it's just, you know, we gotta loosen up. If some people get nervous when they come on here, and I'm just like, nah, honestly. And I've had people ask if they can cuss, and I was like, do you want me to start? Like, is this I didn't realize that this is a thing here, but no, I appreciate.
I just started cussing. I didn't even ask. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. Fuck off. No. You
wow, okay, I see how
you could do whatever you want. Andy, you're the guest. It'll be on me. I'm happy to have you. You can even eat, you have a drink, whatever you want. But
I will drink my water then.
You got your water. That's everything though. For the clips, the Twitter stuff, that's all the haha embarrassing stuff. I'm gonna ask you some honest questions now about your time on Twitch, and then we'll roll into your life story. That being said, hello, Andy?
Hello? Yes?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Holy shoot. Are you kidding me?
What just happened?
I have no earthly idea. You're number 71. I've never in my life, literally my thing started just freaking out. My whole it just exploded. This is insane. I'm sorry about that. Let me make sure my camera. I know, that's just this is unprofessional, quite frankly.
This is so unprofessional.
I will
be contacting my manager.
Oh my gosh. I got to deactivate. There it is. I'm so sorry about that, Andy.
You're good. You're good.
I appreciate that. Yeah, someone will have to clip that, and I will get roasted in that on my fucking day. That being said,
not on your birthday.
It's fine. I'll take the heat. I've already taken enough heat this past couple of weeks. Let me ask this though.
Same.
Hey, we're bonded by this now. I'm sweating in my seat. Andy, if you didn't hear the question, let me ask you the first one here. All right?
Yeah.
What have you learned about yourself through streaming?
That I am a raging bitch and there's nothing I can do to stop it. Let me explain. So, what I've realized, I do a lot of just chatting, right? And so sometimes people will ask me very stupid questions in my chat. They will ask, do you watch anime? And I have to look behind me at all of the anime pictures on my wall and be like, no. Why would you ask me that? That's so stupid.
Yeah, why would you assume this?
Yeah. Like, it's like, okay, I just have an attitude. And sometimes it just comes out. Like, I try to be nice. I try to be very friendly, very like, oh yeah, this is really cool. But then someone will ask me a dumb question and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? For example, like people will ask me how old I am all the time. And then that's like in my about section. That's in every bio that I have. And I'm like, I have to like answer the same question over and over again. Which is it's not like a bad thing. I'll answer it, but it's like, oh, okay. And then sometimes people will ask me about my personal life. And once I said, none of your fucking business.
Oh my gosh.
And someone clipped it and put it on TikTok and it blew up. And a lot of people were like, oh my God, she's so rude. They were just asking a question. I don't understand why she wasn't nicer about it. And I'm like I don't understand the problem here.
Should I
I just live with an attitude.
Do you find it hard though when new people stop by your stream for them to understand that this is not really, you're not like, you're not trying to be mean, it's just you got a little bit of an edge to you?
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of people that find me and that find my stream or like come into my chat after, for example, like after a lover host. Like I act quite last lover host I was on, I acted quite wholesome,
Mm.
I think. I didn't pick any fights or anything. And then people came to my chat and they were like, "Oh,
Mhm.
this is very different.
Mhm.
You are very different." And it's just me being,
Yeah.
myself. I'm just a very blunt person is a nicer way to put it, I
Ah,
guess.
I like that.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm very occasionally brutally honest is a way to put it as well. And a
Mhm.
lot of people don't like me. A lot of people don't like me because of that.
Sure.
Like I'm just like that. And I could try to be nicer, but then I just feel like I'm faking it and like I'm not being myself.
Yeah. I
So
mean, it's tough when
yeah.
you're blunt, when you're a blunt person and you don't cater to everyone. You're bound to be polarizing, you know? People are just going to
Yeah.
have their opinion, and it's tough because I think those people, you just got to give a little bit more time and you can kind of see the range. But that's
Yeah.
brutal. That's a cool thing though that you've learned about yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not for everyone. Yo, I am who I am, and if you mess with me, you mess with me. If not, then like there's a door. You know where to go. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
I respect that. Let me ask this: how would you describe your streaming style, Andy?
Inconsistent. Wildly inconsistent. Mostly because sometimes I'll stream for like 4 hours, and then
Yeah.
today, for example, I streamed for 1 hour, and it
Mm,
just and also I stream like very different things. Like sometimes I stream Valorant, or I used to stream Minecraft a lot, not so much anymore.
mhm.
I stream just chatting a lot. Sometimes I'll stream pull apart. Like I'm kind of just all over the place,
Yeah.
and it's just very everywhere. Everywhere at once.
Everywhere at once. Do you ever, when you on the days that you do end up streaming, do you plan any shit out, or are you just like, yo, we're going
No,
live and we're really? What was the last thing
yeah.
you
I
did on stream?
Last thing I did on stream, I just did my makeup. I did this makeup on
Oh,
stream
nice.
earlier today.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I
Yeah.
did see you go live.
And
Yeah.
then before that, I was playing Valorant with my friends off stream and I was like, I haven't streamed in like a week. Should I stream? And they were all like, yes. And I just started streaming.
What would it take, Andy? What would it take for you to have a
Yes.
schedule?
Uh, mm, I don't know. Just I feel like I feel like the reason
Okay.
why I have such an unstable streaming schedule, at least right now, because I used to stream every day. I used to stream every day
Oh,
around
wow.
like 8 to 9 EST. That's kind of, but then the whole Twitter thing happened, and my mental health went to dog shit. Like
Hmm.
I've been very sad for a variety of reasons recently,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's just really hard for me to just get on camera and stream,
Yeah.
and so that's why I'm so inconsistent
Hmm.
now.
No, I
I
feel
used to
that.
be a lot more consistent, but
Mm.
yeah, it's
Y-
it wouldn't take much for me to have a schedule, just for me to get my shit together first
Mm.
and then put more put more stability into my life,
Hmm.
and then I'll be able to put stability into my stream schedule.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of mental health, that's been a hot topic for streamers, no matter the size.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you manage yours? How do you manage your day to day, just the mental drain of whether it be streaming or even just trying to balance streaming with your personal life?
I have a therapy appointment this Saturday. That's how I'm handling it.
Honestly, no, that's huge. That's really cool. Is this your
Yeah.
first, or is this just another one of the,
This is not my first therapy appointment ever, but this is my first therapy appointment with this specific doctor, with this
mm,
specific therapist. I've been in therapy before. We can get into
yeah.
that later, I think. But
No, I
yeah.
think that's a really healthy thing though. Like for me, I'm traditional Filipino, and so my parents, or they were raised on the thought that it's for people that are crazy or it's for people that are extreme. But
Yeah.
just having someone professional that knows nothing about you, and just being able to unload whatever it is on your mind and your heart, I think that's extremely valuable. That's something that you don't get
It
every
is.
day. So
And I'm
good.
very grateful that I have the resources for it, because I know that therapy isn't really accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
And so I'm just very thankful that my parents care about my mental health enough to, at least my mom, to send me to therapy.
Wow, really? Putting it down the line. That's awesome though. I'm happy for you. I'm excited for you there. Hopefully it
Yeah.
goes well this Saturday. Let me let's talk about the people that support you. Let's talk about the people that come through. And even though with your crazy ass schedule, they still show up for the verbal abuse.
My mods.
Well, no, I was going to ask you, if I asked your community, Andy, if I asked your community who you are, and I had no idea who you were, what do you think they would say to me? All right. All ego aside, I won't think you're being egotistical when I ask this question, but what do you honestly think they would say about you to me?
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like my community has very mixed impressions of me. Like some people are like, oh yeah, she's kind of chill. Those are the people that watch me like do my makeup streams and stuff.
Yeah.
But then there's the people that watch me getting drunk on Pummel Party and they're like, no, she's a bitch. She's chaotic. She's just a lot. She's very intense, very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people that watch me play Valorant and I'm like, oh, they're like, oh, it's toxic as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just drunk. Like when I'm drunk, I'm a completely different person. But yeah, there's different people have different opinions on me depending on which streams they tune into, I think.
Jesus. I like that. Okay, yeah. So it's a variety. You're literally the truest essence of a variety streamer. You have
truly, yes.
multiple personalities, multiple outcomes. You never know. You
never know what you're gonna get.
Exactly. How would someone know when you're live? Just a quick question about that. How would you know? Do they need to follow you, or you announce it on Twitter? How would people catch up with that?
Well, if they follow me and they have my notifications on, that's how they know. Or if they follow me on Twitter, I usually be like, hey, I'm streaming now. Okay. And the only people that really know when I'm going to stream are my mods. And it's because I DM them 5 minutes beforehand. And I'm like, hey, I'm streaming.
Oh my gosh. No wonder they're unionizing at this point. All right. And you're not even.
No, I used to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to stream it around this time. But recently I'm like, should I stream? And then decide 15 minutes before, yeah, I'm going to stream. And when I decide that I'm going to stream, I tell my mods, I'm like, hey, yeah, I'm streaming.
Unreal. Unreal. That's hilarious. I like that. I like it.
Listen. At least I DM my mods. I know streamers that don't tell their mods when they're gonna go live. Okay, I am responsible.
That's true. That's true. I don't tell my mom. They know the times, but I don't tell my mom. I don't really talk. I should. That communication's pretty key. Let's flip the question though. All right. You kind of gave me a bit about what they would say to you. Let's flip it the other way. If I showed up to your chat one day, Andy, all right, just some random name, Mom's Online shows up and like, yo, Andy, tell me about these people that are surrounding me here in your chat, just yapping off. What would you say of them? How would you describe your community to me?
They're really funny. They're funnier than I am. Like my chat sometimes genuinely makes me laugh. And they're also very creative with their insults towards me, which is nice. It's like they like me, but they're not nice to me. And it's really cool.
What? Can you give me a creative insult? What was the most recent creative insult that made you laugh?
Oh God, I need to think. Oh, they also give me a lot of pickup lines.
Nice.
They send me a lot of pickup.
Hopefully it's in a good way. Hopefully in a good way. Hopefully it's not. No. Oh, it's they're harassing you?
No, not harassing me. They're just trolling. Oh, like they're not actually trying to like be like, oh hey, they're just like they'll be like, hey, are you a Minecraft miner? Because I can make your bedrock.
Oh man.
And then I just have to sit there.
Okay.
And just read it.
That's brutal. That's okay. Too easy of a comment. Brutal. That's a brutal one. That is tough.
Yeah. It's there's worse. That's not even the worst one I've heard. There's just so many.
Is it TOS? What's the worst one?
No, they're not TOS. They're not TOS.
What's the worst one? What's the worst one in your opinion?
God off. Oh God, I need to think. There's so many different ones. It's hard to choose. Mm-hmm. That's like the one that I got off the top of my head.
Okay.
But yeah, and then sometimes when it goes on for too long, I got out the holy water. And I just
wait. Is that really holy water?
No.
Oh, it's just
I say it is. I grew up Catholic. I have a Bible around here that sometimes I'll like open it and I'll be like, please.
I think There was a screenshot of you holding one.
Yeah. Under the tweet. Yep.
Yeah, under one of your horny tweets, and I was just like, "This is definitely fodder. This is gonna be good stuff." I might even repurpose that one of these days. I got to keep that. That might be your new image for the YouTube thumbnail there. But
No,
too easy. Nah, I'm joking. That being said, Andy, that's it. That's the first segment. It's as easy as that. We're rolling along.
Oh my god!
Right?
Oh my god!
It's not. You know, a lot of people talk about being stressed out when they first join the show. You know, new territory. We don't really know what's going on here, this and that.
Yeah.
But I promise, it's such a smooth sailing. We are leaning into the heart of the show, which is the life story. That being said, though, all right, I usually take this time. I train my body, all right? I use the restroom two to three times a show, and this is one of them. Do you need to use the restroom? Do you need any water, anything?
No, I went beforehand. I'm good.
Professional. So so the chat is yours then. I'll be back in a minute. You could talk to them, you could pick their brains, you could do whatever you'd like, but I'll be back in 1 minute, all right? I promise.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
They're yours.
Bye.
Peace.
Hi, chat. Hey, guys. This is my stream now. What's up? How's it going? Hello, everyone that's here from my community. I love you all. Thank you for being here. You guys are the sweetest. Thank you for being here. We aren't unionizing, boss, I promise. You guys are unionizing against me. I can't believe you. My mods. My own unpaid peasants. You already knew what you were getting into. I told them that I wasn't going to pay them. They accepted the terms. They accepted it. Notice me, Andivmg. Oh, hello, Jasmine. Can you love me too? Yes. I love everyone. Fangdom. Hi, Fangdom. How's it going? Hey, guys. Hey. Andy stream now. I don't want to pay. I want validation. Okay. That's not my job. Let's play a prank on moms. Okay, what prank do you guys want to do? I could, when he comes back, I could just like put the bear instead. Hold up. The bear is taking over. Here we go. Hold up. This is the bear's stream now. There. I think this is fine. He can hear us? Fuck! He can?
Oh, nice. We got a nicer guest on here. So you think I can't hear you? You're 2 for 2, all right? Nina tried to do the same shit. She tried to be a funny lady. She tried to be a funny guest. All right. My bathroom is 5 steps away. I could hear. She goes, let's prank moms. She put a bear in her seat. What's up?
That wasn't my idea. It was chat's idea.
Adorable teddy bear, though. Any name? Oh, we don't do that.
His name is Pepito. He was given to me by someone, and we decided on the name together.
That's really cool. That's really awesome. That being said, all right, Andy, I'm gonna refocus us here. All right, We're going to the meat and potatoes, the heart of this show, which is the streamer's life story. Now, I want to make sure that you understand, as well as everyone that's watching here tonight, that this it's not content. It's not even whatever. It's a moment. It's a memory. It's a time in which, you know, you could possibly look back and be like, yo, this is what I kind of lived through. This is where my head was at for however long in life. That being said, I want to respect your story as much as possible. If there's any question that I ask that's too much, feel free to not answer it. Feel free to tell me it's too personal, or maybe even just give a generalized answer and we can move on from there. There's no gotcha questions at all. We're willing to learn as much as you're willing to share, just to take out any pressure from you there. All right.
I am an open book.
That is the deadliest. What you got?
I am so brutally honest, and I overshare so much. It's kind of funny, but yes, please continue. Sorry,
Andy. Then you don't know who I am. You don't know who I am. I ask the questions. It's part of my job. Like, I love the follow-up questions. I love getting to know the person again as much as you're willing to share. Let's start off here at the top. All right. We're gonna talk about your family as well as just general stories growing up. without doxing yourself, Andy. All right, I got to make sure you know this without doxing yourself.
I know.
Give us the general area, whether it be city, state, wherever it may be, of where you were born and raised.
Born and raised in San Juan, Puerto Rico, in this very house. This is my childhood bedroom.
No way.
Yeah. I still love my mom. I was born here. I was raised here. I've lived here my entire life, except for for 3 months in 2017 where I lived in Orlando, but I can get into that later.
Sure. Any siblings?
No, I am an only child.
Nice. You might actually be the first, if not like one of two that are the only child. Can you tell us your experience with that? Yeah, I mean, this is a different perspective.
I hated it. Why? God, I hated it so much. I was bored all of the time. I never really interacted with people my age unless it was like my cousins, because I have some cousins that are like around my age. But when I was home, like I'd play alone. Like I'd have to. One thing about me is that my imagination runs wild, and it's mostly due to the fact that because when I was so little, I didn't really have anyone to play with because my parents both worked really hard. Like my mom worked long hours, so did my dad. So I would just be sitting at home with my dolls, just kind of like playing by myself. Not by myself, but I didn't really have other kids to play with other than that, like if I was at school or something. So I grew up sort of lonely in that sense. I didn't really have anyone to talk to, or like I couldn't complain about my parents to anyone, right? Like it was a lonely growing up, I guess.
Tell me this. Is there any, thinking back upon that time, did you have any preference? Did you want a younger brother, younger sister, or did you even care?
I wanted siblings. So bad. I would consistently tell my mom, like, Mom, can I have a baby sibling? And she was like, listen, sweetheart, I would, but your father and I are divorced. So no.
It's just straight not gonna happen here. All right.
It's straight up not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Fair play. All right. Well, tell me how about this. Tell me about your relationship with your parents, with your mom and dad.
I'm really close with my mom. I love my mom. I tell her pretty much everything. Not like everything, but what she needs to know, she knows. I talk to her about my relationships. I talk to her about just the internet and stuff. I'm very, very close with her. She knows pretty much everything about me. And then my dad, I'm not as close with him. Just our relationship wasn't really the best growing up. And then in high school, our relationship was even worse. But now that I'm more grown up, I'm more of an adult. I work with him now every day. I see him. I work at his office. He's a dentist, so I work there. And I see him every day. And our relationship has gotten a lot better, but it wasn't always like that.
Yeah, definitely. Tell me, I've had a lot of guests in the past come on here, and they've talked about having divorced parents. And it's here in the United States, it's pretty common. People, again, we look at our parents as kind of like superheroes as children because they're the first people we ever knew. And then we find them in these humanizing moments. And this is one of them. And again, this is a heavier question, but I'd love to hear your take because I think this is a really important part of not just your story, but maybe someone else that might be going through or went through something similar. Do you remember the time in which they separated, how you were feeling and how you managed those feelings?
I don't. I was 3 when they separated.
Oh, okay.
I was really, really young.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the one thing that I do remember though is like the day that my dad left. I remember that because my mom and I came home and like his stuff was gone. There was like he was gone. Yeah. And it's because of whatever situation was happening with my mom. Yeah. And my mom told me this later in my life. She told me this recently. She had to call him, ask him to come back so that he would say goodbye to me because I came home. I was 3 years old and I was like, where is dad? Where is all of his stuff? Where is our stuff? Because he took a lot of our stuff as well. Yeah. And so I remember it was like really dark. They were both sitting on the couch and like my mom woke me up. And then he was like, oh, I'm leaving. And I was 3 years old. I was like, why? He was like, I'm just leaving. I'm like, okay. This is what I remember. Again, this was about 16 years ago, so it might be a little bit vague.
Sure.
But yeah, that's how it went down.
It's crazy how that's a moment that you still to this day remember, and it struck. But also, it's you being 19, these stories are now being able to be filled in. You're not it's not the ignorance is bliss kind of thing. You're starting to understand the context of why things are occurring in your life there. Tell me this, all right? I understand you're very close with your mom, and things are getting better now, or at least being able to have some relationship with your father. What is something each of those parents have taught you that you still hold very close to your heart today?
My mom just told me to work hard for everything, that everything takes hard work. Nothing will ever come easy to you in life. And everything that you want, you have to work for it. Because how she grew up, my grandma was a widow. She had 4 kids to take care of. She was a nurse. And my mom ended up going to NYU on a full ride scholarship. She went. Yes.
Impressive.
Yes.
Really
so,
cool.
Yeah, very high expectations for her daughter, but yes. And here I am. But yeah, she told me, just you need to work hard for everything. Nothing will ever come easy for you in life. And everything that I have, I worked for, and everything that you will have in the future is because you worked for it. And one thing that I guess I've learned from my dad is just to be honest. Which is something that my mom always told me, just don't lie. It's pointless, and it hurts people around you. It hurts yourself. But my dad, not the most honest person. And so I guess in that sense, I've learned from his mistakes. Like with my mom, I learned from her example, and with my dad, I've learned from his mistakes, I think is the best way to put it.
No, those are really good answers and some lessons that you've been able to apply to your life now. Tell us this. When you were growing up, what did teenager, like preteen to early teen Andi look like? What was going through your head? What were you living through? Who were you back then?
I was such an annoying little piece of shit. I was when I was like 12, 13, 14, I don't even know how people tolerated me. I have Percy Jackson books behind me. I was obsessed with like reading and Percy Jackson. And I had a little Tumblr phase where I was like, oh, I'm not like other girls. I read. I'm different. I'm so different and quirky and unique. And I thought I was just so cool. And hold on, I want to send you a picture,
please,
of what I looked like during this time, because it's not pretty. It's not. I mean, I was an awkward 14-year-old, 13, 14-year-old, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. This is not flattering in the slightest, but it's fine. I was 13 at the time. Don't expect much. This is what I looked like.
You sent it to Discord. Let me see if I can open it.
Yeah, I sent it in Discord.
Oh boy, risky. Here it is. There it is. That is 14, 15-year-old.
No, that was 13. I think I was
13
at the time.
13-year-old Andi right there. Hitting with it. All right. Gotcha. So
that's what I looked like.
And this was the same person reading Percy Jackson books. It was the glasses
and Harry
for me.
Potter and Divergent and Hunger Games. I was part of like the fandom, like the big fandom.
Yeah.
And I was also, I had undiagnosed ADHD for like my whole life. And so I was very talkative and very annoying with everything. And I had like this group of friends that like they didn't like always include me and stuff. So I always felt like left out. And I was like, God, I just want to be a part of something. I always felt like I wasn't entirely a part of something. But I did have friends, but I didn't feel welcome, I guess is
how does that work?
That was in middle school.
How do you have friends and not feel welcomed?
I guess I was a lot probably just in my head. Just that they would like do stuff and not invite me, or like just mostly stuff like, or like they would plan things in front of me.
Oh,
and like
yeah.
not invite me. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, we're having a sleepover this weekend," and I'm like, oh, "Okay, that's
Yeah.
awesome."
A cool thing.
And yeah, and that was mostly in middle school because for like, the majority of like elementary school and like half of middle school, all of my friends were guys.
Mm.
Like all of them. I think I had maybe 2 friends that were girls because for some reason that's just what it was. Like my mom became friends with a lot of the moms that were moms of boys.
Yeah.
And so the moms made plans to hang out. And then I was just sitting there as like, I specifically remember in the 4th grade, it was my friend Pedro's 9th birthday. And, you know, and I showed up and I was like, oh shit, I'm the only girl here.
Yeah.
I have no one to talk to about like Barbies and shit. And so I ended up racing every single one of the boys in swimming because it was a pool party. And I was like, because I did swimming for a really long time.
Yeah.
Until I was like 11 or 12 something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a really good swimmer. And I was like, I challenge all of you. If any one of you can beat me, I will be impressed. None of them did.
Of course. You destroyed them.
Of course.
Yeah.
Their egos were shattered, which was something that I enjoyed. And this is just like little 9-year-old me. I was like a piece of shit. Yeah. And I was like a cocky piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I started, being like growing up and being like, oh, I'm like 12, 13 now, I wanted to have more girlfriends. I wanted to be friends with more girls. And I didn't know how to go about it. And I was like, oh, do you like Harry Potter? And they were like, no, that's nerdy. And I was like, fuck, okay, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So I started talking to them more, and they were like, oh yeah, we like Starbucks and we like Mac. Do you remember MacCon?
MacCon?
MagCon. They were like a group of Viners.
Oh, okay.
We don't need to get into it.
Yeah.
But it was like, think Hype House, but Vine.
Oh, gotcha. Perfect. Great analogy.
They were into that. They were like into that, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll get into it. I guess I'll watch this so that I can be friends with the girls. And so that's what I did, but I never really felt like completely welcome.
Yeah.
However, I should say though that I am friends with these girls still because they're wonderful people. Because eventually, no. When we were 13, they were pieces of shit. But we grew up, we matured, and I ended up being roommates with one of them. And they're actually really good people, and they're wonderful. Mm-hmm. It's just their interests were different than mine, and for some reason, I thought that I was better than them because of it, and that's just not the right mindset to have.
Did you ever have that conversation with them about the past, where it's like, yeah, I liked you guys, but I didn't feel like no, so it's just here on the internet now. It's out there. Oh my god, it's
fine. I mean, I talked to my roommate about it because when I was in college, I was roommates with one of them. She was my best friend. Like I've known her since we were 3 years old because we did ballet together, but we were never really close until like middle school. That's when we became really close, and we like bonded over a lot of that. And we stayed friends all throughout high school, even though we went to different high schools. And then in college, we ended up moving in together. And so I told her, I was like, dude, I remember you guys would make plans in front of me, and I just felt so left out. And she was like, yeah, you were really annoying. That's why we didn't invite you to anything because you were annoying as fuck. And I was like, that's fair. That's fair enough.
That's brutal. At least they told you that to your face, At least they didn't
she told me to my face. Like, I love her.
Yeah. I mean, now it's all good. Water under the bridge.
Yeah, now it's all good. They're I have a lot of love for them. They're very good people.
That's so funny.
And high school, though, that was a
whole other. Well, as a matter of fact, let's transition to high school here. All right, let's talk a little bit about your high school experience. I like to expedite it there. I think high school is a really good place to start. A lot of things happen there. A lot of feelings come to surface, and you learn a lot about yourself and your environment. Andy, you're aware of all the high school stereotypes, the jocks, the, popular girls, the emos, the nerds, the whatever.
I was friends with the stoners.
You were friends with the stoners, but where did you fall under? Were you fellow stoners, or were you just friends with them?
I was friends with them because my mom scared me. I did not smoke weed in high school. I was like, no, I'm going to get in trouble. She's just gonna know. She's gonna know. She's gonna know. She's gonna know. So I was friends with them because they were all very nice to me.
Well, what was it though about the stoner crew was just so welcoming to you off the cuff?
Kind of. The way that it happened, I went to a new school. I had gone to the same private Catholic school for kindergarten until 8th grade, and then I went into a different private Catholic school for 9th to 12th grade. So I didn't know any of these people. I just didn't know any of them. I came in and I'm like, I don't know anyone. And then in my French class, there was a girl that had the same name as me, same first name and same middle name as me. And we were like, oh my God, we have to be friends now.
Why is it that it works that way? But I agree. We have to.
I know. And then she was friends with all these kids. But at the time we were 14, they weren't stoners quite yet, because we were 13, 14. We didn't really have the resources. They didn't really have the resources or the means to purchase marijuana.
Good call.
So I became friends with them, and it was kind of a similar situation. They would like make plans in front of me, but I kind of didn't get so upset at it because they had just met me. So I understood why they weren't like inviting me to stuff just yet, just because like they didn't really know me. And then eventually that friend group, that was a really big friend. It was like 20 people in it, which was like 1/4 of my graduating class because there was like only 80 of us. I was kind of friends with them, and I was also friends with some other people outside of that friend group. I was kind of friends. I was nice to everyone, I think, because I was new and I didn't know anyone, and I was just like, hey, I'm just going to stay in my lane. And then in senior year, I remember I was talking to this one girl that I was never really like friends with. We just kind of quit, and she was like, yeah, when you first came to the school, I thought you were a bitch. And I was like, why? And she was like, your face. You just look like you hate everyone all the time. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I guess.
You just...
My bad.
They just gave you a whole your face. That's it. That's the reason we don't fuck with you. Your face. That's messed up.
It's because like I guess I've been told that I have resting bitch face. And I look like I hate everyone and that I'm annoyed with everyone all the time. And so people just assume that I hate them and that I'm a bitch when they first meet me, which is fair enough.
Okay.
But yeah.
We'll work between that. But here's the thing. You've told me all the people you hang out with. What I'm curious, though, is who were you? All right? I understood you hung out with the 20 future stoners in your high school, but what were you in high school?
I was just awkward.
You're just awkward.
It was really awkward, kind of shy at first, but then eventually as I got to know more people, I got kind of out of my shell and I started being more loud and obnoxious. People didn't really like that, so I lost a lot. I lost a lot of friends because of it.
Yeah.
Relationships wise, also it was a tough time for me. But then eventually, when I got to my senior year, I kind of established sort of who I was as a person. It took me a really long time to figure it out, just because in high school I was dealing with a lot of anxiety. I was dealing with depression. Like it was dark for me. It was a very dark time for me. And when I was in my senior year, I was finally kind of like in a stable-ish place. And I was in yearbook. I was a drama kid. I was also really into science. I took AP Bio. I took Calc in senior year.
Nice.
All of my electives were always like science related. Or no, in sophomore and freshman year they were French. In my junior year it was drama, and then in my senior year it was yearbook editing, AP Bio, and honors calculus. And it was just something that I really liked, and I was kind of a nerd. I had 2 friends at my senior year. When I started off in 9th grade with like a whole friend group, I ended up with 2 friends in my senior year, and those are the people that I hang out with all the time. And we would like go watch movies together, and kind of like antisocial-esque. Like we didn't really talk to anyone else just because we had all kind of gotten fucked over by people, and we were just done with everyone. We wanted to graduate and leave.
No, I feel that. I'm literally I'm writing shit down right here. I want you to know. I have a sticky note. I'm literally writing down things that I'm like, I wanted to ask you, but I want to keep your flow. Here's the first thing I wanted to ask. All right, you mentioned that senior year you were in a place of stability, whereas the previous 3 years, freshman through junior, a lot was going on in your life, and I'm not going to get into what was going on. I want to keep, again, I want to keep that personal to you, but. Yeah. It's very common. I don't want to belittle anyone's story, but it is common to be going through the ringer in high school. You're
Yeah.
adjusting from middle school to this new place, new friends, new environment, new classes. The stakes feel higher when in reality you have years to adjust. What what got you to the point where in senior year you were able to feel stable?
I think, God, I don't even know because I don't mind getting into it. The
Okay.
reason one of like the reason why I think I had it like very rough is because right at the end of my freshman year, I found out the reason why my parents got divorced.
Mm,
Um and I just realized that my dad had been lying to me for my entire life.
yeah.
And it took a toll on me and my mental health. And then it took a toll on my friendships and my relationship that I had at the time. And it just like wrecked me. And then all of that kind of was a domino effect.
Mm,
And my mental health just spiraled. Like I had to end up going to like not like a psych ward because I wasn't fully committed. It was like a partial. Like every
oh
day I had
wow.
to go there for 5 hours for like intensive therapy. Like
Yeah.
that's how rough it got. Like I had to leave school early for, and they were like, why do you leave school early every day? And I was like, I couldn't tell anyone.
Hmm.
And I didn't tell anyone what I was going through because I felt like it would have been a burden.
Yeah.
Uh and yeah.
The- it-
So
Again,
yeah,
not wanting to get in too much into the therapy part, but do you feel like that helped you during that time?
it did. At the time it did. It
Yeah.
it helped me realize exactly what I was upset about and why I was upset with myself mostly, not just the things that were happening to me, but things that I was just not dealing with properly.
Yeah.
And then eventually I was able to move on from that. And I think the reason that in my senior year, like that get back to your question,
Hmm.
the reason why in my senior year I was able to be like, okay, I think I'm more stable now is because I cut off a lot of very toxic friendships that I had. And I
Mm,
just really said, fuck this. I'm just going to focus on me and what I want to do.
yeah.
And I'd rather not give a shit about what these people have to say because it's just going to affect me even more.
Definitely. Definitely. In terms, and you actually did a really great job in terms of parlaying it to the second part of this sticky note that I wrote in. You did mention that at the beginning of the year you had a huge friend group, literally a quarter of your school, and then by senior year you had two. My question here is, Andy, how do you choose your friends, or how did you choose your friends at the time?
At the time, before, I used to choose my friends by people that were just nice to me because I was so awkward and desperate for friendship and validation from other people
Mm,
that anyone who was nice to me, I'm like, oh my God, you're my friend. Oh my God, they want to be friends with me.
wow. Yeah. Yeah.
And
That.
it was very much like that. And I was a pushover.
Mm,
They could tell me, oh, do this. And I'd be like, okay. Or like they asked me to do their homework for them, I would. And it wasn't like it sounds like a movie, like kind of like, oh, do my homework, nerd. But it wasn't like that. It was like, oh, I really need help with this essay. Could you like read it over for me? And then it
mm,
ended up just me rewriting it for them because it was
mm,
so bad. I was like, I'm just gonna rewrite this for you. Don't
mm,
worry about it.
mm.
And so
Did,
that's kind of how it happened. And now I pick my friends just how they treat me, not just not just being nice to me, but more than that, especially because recently with the whole thing, like with the whole Twitter drama, I realized that a lot of people are there for me and a lot of people do support me, not necessarily on the internet, but like in my personal life. Like, um, I have internet friends as well that like DM me and they were like very supportive and they were like,
yeah.
"Hey, I'm here for you,"
I like that.
which was nice.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I realize these people are here for me and I'm not being used for anything other than friendship
Yeah.
and companionship, which is nice.
Correct me here, and if I speak out of turn, but it sounds like, you know, back then you gravitated to people that gave you lip service, that spoke kind to you, to your face. And it sounds like during that time in your life, those 3 years of really, kind of self-loathing and hating those around you, hating the environment, really in a shitty place, you just needed to find some sort of affirmation in yourself. So that's why you went to those people. But then when you finally lived in your truth and said, you know what, no, I don't need that. And also, if you are going to be kind verbally, let the action speak louder. And so with the story you just shared, where a lot of people are reaching out to you, making sure you're okay amongst this crazy situation online, you're able to really see someone's true character. It goes beyond lip service. It goes beyond, oh man, hey Andy, you're so pretty, da 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 da, you're so cool, blah 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 blah. But when times get tough, who's actually gonna stick around and come through? That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, I had to grow a backbone. That's what I had to do. I had to grow a self-esteem because I didn't have a self-esteem. I just relied on everyone else around me.
What advice would you give to a high schooler? Maybe they're watching live or in the future that's going through some sort of personal issues. What advice would you give to them in terms of possibly moving forward with their life, or even just getting in a better mental state?
Grow a backbone and realize how much you're actually worth. And not everyone is going to see that. Not everyone is going to like it. But just kind of look into yourself and see who you actually are and start being that, despite what other people might think, despite what friends you might lose. Because if you lose friends for being yourself, then they weren't really your friends in the first place.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love that, actually. That's awesome. It's not said enough. I think that there's not enough reminders that, being told to grow a backbone is often dismissed. It's not really, Andy. Like, people will be like, "What do you mean grow back?" It's not as easy, and it isn't easy. It really isn't.
It's not at all.
Yeah, it's going to be very unnatural. It's easier to go with the flow of everybody else. But to stand up for yourself and to again live in your own truth and your own identity is extremely not only brave but long-term rewarding, it sounds like. And you've been able to experience that. Let me take you to your final weeks in high school, Andy. All right?
Yeah.
So your senior year, you're excited. You're kind of coasting now because it's all the bullshit's over.
There's a lot of drinking involved.
A lot. Okay, all right. I didn't. Where was that in the question, Andy? I don't think. Let me check my sheets. I don't think I asked that there. You're gonna get me in trouble now. So you're popping off. The weather's nicer. It's spring quarter. It's about to be summertime. It's the longest summer of anyone's life. Is between senior year to whatever's next. What was going through your head? What was the next steps for you, Andy? Was it going to a 4-year college, a community college, working, traveling? What was the next steps for you?
University.
4-year or community?
4-year. Nice. I went to University of Puerto Rico.
Awesome.
I was going there for nursing. And I had a boyfriend at the time. We broke up, but that's not the point. I was just very nervous, but also very excited because I wanted to leave that school as soon as humanely possible. Like, I wanted to be out of there so badly.
Yeah.
I'd reached the point where I was like, okay, I have my 2 friends, love them. I'm never going to talk to any of you ever again, though. Not a single, no. You will never hear from me again.
I'm out of here. I'm done.
And it's not that I didn't like, it's not that I dislike them. It was just like, I don't vibe with any of you anymore. I would like to leave. I would very much like to leave.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what was going through my head. And I was also very excited because that summer my mom and I went to Greece, and I was just looking forward to that trip so much. So I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to go. So yeah, that was what my senior year was like.
So going into your first year in college, then what were you were studying nursing? Why nursing? How did you come to that conclusion?
I wanted to be a doctor, and I figured if I got a degree in nursing, it would also make it easier to get into med school. But then in case I didn't like med school, I already have a degree in nursing, so I could lean back on that, and I can still work as a nurse even though I'm not going to med school.
Nice.
That was my thought process.
Where are you now with all of this? You know, in terms of
I dropped out.
Okay, well let's unpack this right here. Let's unpack this.
Okay, so I figured out I did not like nursing at all.
Okay.
I was like, this is not for me. I like medicine, I respect it, but it's not for me. So I switched to communications for my second year, and I had to go to a different university because in the university that I was didn't have it. So last semester I changed to communications, but it was online because of the pandemic, and I didn't really do well because I was also streaming. I was just distracted with a lot of things, and school, like going to class and like having to attend online university and doing all of this work because the workload was so much more intense than it was when school was in person. I just couldn't do it. I was like, you know what, I'm taking a break. And so this semester I took a break, but I'm planning on going back to college. So I have to like fill out applications and stuff now.
And as well as back specifically with communications?
Probably business. Or something along those lines. Yeah.
I mean, you didn't hear from me. Pro tip, all right? If I could go back into college, all right, and if I can go do it, because I did business as well. Personally, I kind of focus with some marketing, honestly, with a minor in digital design. But hey, we don't gotta talk about this, all right? If you know, it's just,
I mean, good to know though. Good to know though, because right now I'm kind of like I don't know what I'm doing. So that is actually very good to hear.
No, I got you. Honestly,
Thank you.
Also worked at admissions, but we don't gotta talk about that. You know, I'll write a mean essay. Let's go on here. So currently, you know, you're gonna reapply and you're gonna go back into that field of business and the university. How do you feel about that? You know, you've been kind of, you know, with COVID, with the pandemic, you know, life right now has been very much indoors and schooling itself has been online. How do you feel about making that? It's been what, 2 years removed from
It's just semester.
1 year. I'm sorry. Yes, semester.
Yeah.
So to go back into it, is that a strange feeling to you?
I'm just nervous. I feel like I'm gonna be awkward and I'm not gonna be able to make friends. And I feel like, because I feel like if like anyone recognizes me from the internet, I'm just gonna be like,
oh yikes. It's
just like no. I don't want to be perceived.
It's safe to say that you're gonna still be streaming though during your time at
of course.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I didn't want this to be a goodbye tour as you come
No,
onto this show.
of course not. No.
Jeez Louise. All right. We're cool.
Yeah.
Let's navigate our way into a little bit of your work history. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you for this segment in total, how many jobs have you had? And we're talking in terms of jobs, ones that you would put on a resume, you know, ones that
2.
not you got 2? All right.
2.
Let's start us off.
I worked I don't know if you're familiar with the company Cutco. They sell knives.
Oh my gosh, that's a throwback if I used to work for Cutco as well. You got tricked into this. Oh my god,
are you kidding me?
It's a cult. I mean,
it's a cult.
I can't say that.
It's a pyramid scheme.
Yes, it is. Oh my gosh.
It's so bad.
How did you get into it? One of
the people that I went to high school with, the summer that we graduated, was like, hey, have a job for you. Flexible hours, $15. You into it? And I was like, I mean, yeah. I've never worked a day in my life, but sure.
Yeah.
Let's go. I was a little prissy private school kid. Never worked a day in my life. And I was like, okay, let's go. And then I'm like, and I got there and I got the job.
Yeah.
And then they were like, you need to ask your family members and the people closest to you to give you hundreds of dollars so that you can give them knives. And you have to make them feel bad about it. And I was like, oh God, this is not what I thought was going to happen here. I thought this was going to be like $15 an hour. No, it's $50 per session. And you have to go to people's houses and be like, hey, this knife is pretty cool, isn't it? you want to buy it.
Mhm.
You want to buy it. Give me your money. And then they will, because they're your family and they love you and they want to like be supportive until they're like, oh man, this is kind of expensive. I guess I'll buy the scissors.
That's true. I've sold more scissors than knives.
I sold a lot of scissors. You got to cut the penny in front of them. They're like, oh my God, it cuts their penny. And God.
Oh my God. First the stream, now you're gonna break me right here. All right, that shit.
I'm sorry.
I'm getting flashbacks right now because this is like what you're saying is on the spot. They teach you to do this bullshit. They give you faulty products. You had to carry all your products with you too. You couldn't and it's so much. And it's just demoralizing. It feels weird trying to give a presentation to your friends and family. Did you ever go door to door?
No, I never went door to door.
Good for you.
Absolutely
you saved yourself some pride there. I did. It's brutal.
Oh my God.
No. So when did you catch on to the scheme?
My mom is in chat right now. She's reminding me of the fact that I did modeling since I was 13. So I technically have had jobs before that.
I mean, yeah. What in the world?
I used to do. I was in TV commercials and fashion shows and stuff, and I completely forgot about that. But my mom was very kind to remind me.
That's sick. What kind of commercial?
It was an awareness. So Puerto Rico, we have mosquitoes. Mosquitoes carry diseases. So we had this disease. It was called the Zika virus.
Yeah.
And it basically knocked you out. It made you. It was bad. Like you should not. I don't remember exactly what the symptoms were, but I was in an awareness commercial for it. And yeah, that was kind of it.
When you
it was
say
like for the. It was for the public health department.
Oh, nice. Were you like getting a shot, or were you like the person who got Zika?
So the idea of the commercial was like, it was this family. I had a fake mom, I had fake siblings, and I had a fake dad.
Wow. And
we were all sitting on the couch and we were watching the Olympics because it was kind of like in that year. And the girl who won the women's tennis gold medal was Puerto Rican. She's the first Puerto Rican to ever win a gold medal for Puerto Rico.
Sick.
And it was like a really big thing. And we were all like watching that, but we were wearing like short sleeves and shorts, and we were wearing like very like revealing clothing, and we had to be like, yay, she won. But then the camera like panned out to outside, and it was like, there's a pool here where mosquitoes can be born. Mosquitoes can be born here. These people are gonna catch the Zika virus because they're not wearing proper attire. And that was kind of what the commercial was.
What a weird transition from celebrating a whole country's thing to, and that puddle outside is what will end their whole celebration. It's over. That's so ridiculous. But that's cool that like at an early age, like you got exposure to, it's no surprise you found your way on Twitch. That you kind of had that little, time in the spotlight when you're 13, and then 6 years later, why not? Let's give it a go.
Yeah, I also did fashion shows and stuff because I was modeling and I just runway stuff. But then they were like, "No, you're short. We don't want you for runways anymore." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine."
They said that to me too. That's crazy. That's
unfortunate. Now that's two things we can bond over. Exactly. The fact that we were in a pyramid scheme and we're too short for runways.
That's too real. That's too real. Too honest. So let me bring us back though to the Cutco. How long did that last, and how did you leave?
About a month.
Wow. Okay.
I was like, no, I'm not doing this. And so I just didn't make appointments, and I was just like, hey, I went to my boss. His name was David. I was like, here.
Yeah.
I just handed over my kid. I was like, I'm not doing this.
What did he say?
He was like, okay. And then I left.
That's fair. That's fair. That's as good as it's going to go. I got it's pretty much the same way. I thought it was a big thing. Like I had a whole excuse and a lie storyline, but that's solid. That's a nice little exit. So going from Cutco, what's the second gig that you had mentioned?
I work for my dad. I work at a dental clinic. I do some record sorting. I'm basically just a glorified secretary and janitor all at once. like I make appointments. I have to call and be like, hey, so I'm just confirming that you have an appointment tomorrow at 3 p.m. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay. And so I have to sort out medical files and have to put them in their place. And then when my dad's done ripping people's teeth out, I have to clean all of it up. And that's kind of my job description.
Wait, what do you mean clean it all up? Like you're talking, you put that suction thing in and the water? Or
No,
are you
no, no,
talking
no,
about
no, no, no. When the
papers?
patient is like paying for stuff and
Oh,
there's like
gotcha.
blood on the tray stuff, I am the one that has to clean it up.
Okay.
And I have to clean the instruments.
Yikes! Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Is there in terms of like when you began working there, especially in terms of cleanup, you know, do you not have any squeamish feeling about seeing all that, or was it just like oh, okay, cool, hey, it's as red as it's as red as my
I'm
eyes.
like, okay, I guess I'm doing this now.
Nice.
Sometimes it'll like, sometimes the aftermath looks kind of nasty and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
God, I'd hate to be the person that has to clean this up. And then I'm like, oh wait, I am the person that has to clean this up. I hate this.
Yeah, or all the sleeves. Let's get to it. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I guess here we go.
What's the wildest shit there? What's the wildest shit at a dental clinic that you've had to experience? Whether it's something you've seen or from a customer to you.
Honestly, it sometimes my dad's patients are like weirdly flirtatious with me, and they're like my dad's age, and I'm like, I am a teenager.
Yikes! Yeah.
Get away from me.
That's weird.
Please.
That's weird.
And then I have to like take their temperature and stuff, so I have to like kind of get sort of close-ish to them.
Yeah.
And then they're like, look at me, and I'm like,
they try to, how hot am I? Yeah.
Like,
oh.
They're like, oh, I hope. Oh, this one guy was like, oh, I hope I'm not too hot, and I was like, you're fine.
Oh my god.
Please sit down in the waiting room.
That's weird.
That's
cringe.
Yeah.
That's cringy.
Very cringe.
Yeah. Holy cow. Well, I'm sorry about that. There you go. On behalf of.
It's fine. But the that's honestly not the worst part about my job. It's like the cleanup, really. Like sometimes, you know how you like have to spit in a bowl sometimes. Like sometimes the bowl will have like blood and stuff on it, and like it'll be like kind of clogged. So I have to like put gloves on and like just it's gross.
I'm supposed to have dinner after this. All right.
I'm sorry, man.
My dinner's over. Thank you.
I'm sorry, dude.
That's gnarly.
I deal with this shit on a daily. Yeah, it's like nasty. That's kind of like my favorite part. 9 to 5.
Damn. Yeah. So you're going through the ringer. Are we talking like Monday through Friday or like the whole
Monday through Friday? Except on Fridays, I leave on we have a half day, so I get to leave at 12.
Nice.
Which is nice. Yeah.
Damn.
And I also get there kind of late every day because it's my dad. What's it gonna do? Fire me?
I worked at a family business myself. I almost got fired. All right, there.
He pays me minimum wage. He will not find another person that will work at that low at that low price.
So you're trying to pull a mods. You're trying to start your own union. You're trying to do your thing.
Oh yeah. Again, what's he gonna do? Fire me? No. He can't.
No. Well, let's not send him the clip, guys.
He can.
Let's not send him the clip. I'll edit this one out to it.
Yeah.
What so tell me this, what's the biggest thing you've learned from that job?
Blood is gross.
Yeah, it's pure. Yeah.
But also, I don't know. I just I got over my phone of calling people because I have to answer phone calls on a daily basis, and it's like, oh, it's not that bad. Yeah. I feel like I haven't really learned that much working here. It's more like this is something that I have to do for now.
Fair.
Yeah.
Did you learn more at Cutco?
I learned that I don't want to harass my family members for money.
Your ma raised you well. Hey, props.
Yeah.
Mama Andivmg. Hey,
Mama
good stuff.
VMG, yes.
Mama VMG. I appreciate that. That's a good lesson. Right there.
Yep.
Andi, you're killing it. You're killing it so far. But we're gonna move on to the last segment here of the life story, and that's romantic relationships. Okay, it's romantic histories. I'm gonna use the restroom, so I'm gonna take a little bit. I'll give you a little breath. All right. I don't want to hit you with all of it at once. But we're going to get into it the second I get back. Again, the chat is yours. They're all yours. Go ahead. I'm sure they have plenty to say to you as we've covered 3 of these topics here this evening.
Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? How y'all doing? You ready to talk about love? Oh, sheesh. You know, the people that are here from my stream, you guys know. Remember, he can hear you. I know he can hear me. But yeah, you guys know that I've kind of been through it when it comes to love. You guys have heard the story. This is my chat now. And mods, you are not unionizing. I don't pay you, so you can't. So yeah. You're putting your seatbelt on? Yeah, it's gonna be a wild ride here. It really is. What I love the most is the idea of mods unionizing. No, I don't think so. Don't talk too much about love, Mama VMG. Hi, Mom. How are you? I don't mind talking about it, Mama. You know that. You know I'm an open book. I don't really care. I just won't say anyone's name or anything. Mom's actually pays us to watch him. Wow, really? That's crazy. Refunding my friendship? What the heck, you guys? What the heck? All mods on Twitch that don't get paid, let's rise and make a Discord. Listen. No.
That Parker guy really gonna name drop my name right there. Really gonna name drop my name. Interesting. I'm learning a lot. Oh, here we go. Here comes the bear thing, guys. Look at, again, this is the nice streamer. I think this streamer in the chair right now will pay the mods. It's crazy. It's crazy how this works. This is, hey, Andy's here. Oh, this is insane. This is look at just two. You know what? This is high school Andy. She's so quirky, guys. She's doing this quirky bit where I'm sorry. Hey, don't. All right. Sorry. Whoa. Now, you want me to do this whole show with the photo of you here? What is this? This is loaded.
God, no.
There you go. That wasn't a threat. That was a promise. All right. But Andy, you're killing it. You're killing it tonight. I'm thankful for your time. But let's talk about this subject here. Let's talk a little bit about romance. I know a lot of people now are bumping up the volume, getting ready to spill some tea. Let's take it kind of like the work history, though. All right. I'm not talking about flings. I'm not talking about like 1 week things or who you're texting. I'm talking how many people had the official Andivmg significant other title in your life for the 19 years you've been living? 4. All right.
4 people.
Let's buckle in. The first one, we're going to go step by step. First person, how old were you and how'd you guys meet?
I was 14, he was 15, and we met because we were in the same friend group in high school. However, I hated him when I met him.
Okay.
He was obnoxious, he was arrogant, and he was a prick. And he thought that I was really annoying and bitchy. But eventually we were forced to hang out together a lot. And eventually he kind of grew on me and we became really good friends. We became best friends. I thought of him as my best friend. And because then he like caught feelings for me. And I kind of had feelings for him, but I was like, no. I can't really tell the difference between platonic and romantic feelings. So I think he's just a friend. Yeah. And then eventually he came up to me and he was like, hey, I like you. And I was like, I like you as a friend.
Oh.
And then a day later he got a girlfriend. So, I don't know how much he meant it. Sorry, I just realized that this is wrong and it was bothering me.
We're not here. Oh, so
it's fine.
You friend zoned him and then he played Uno reverse card. I actually have someone I'm dating now, officially.
Yeah, like a day later too. And I was like, huh?
What the heck?
And then I got really jealous.
Okay.
And I was like, he's spending a lot of time with her. He's not paying attention to me anymore. And then I realized that I did, in fact, have feelings for him. And he kind of like pulled it out of me because I was talking to a different friend about it. And he kind of overheard and he was like, what are you talking about? I was like, nothing. Don't worry about it. And then for 4 hours, he chased me around the school and he was like, just tell me. And I was like, fine, I like you. I'm leaving. Bye. And then I left. And I didn't talk to him until the day after. And he was like, I have a girlfriend. I was like, yeah, that's why I didn't want to tell you. And then about a month after that, he broke up with his girlfriend. And then the next day asked me to be his girlfriend. And that's how we started dating. And that
Whoa,
was the
whoa,
whole thing.
whoa, 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 whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's unpack that right there, all right? So, all right. So you denied him. He goes, okay, I'm going to go to another girl. You got jealous and your feelings came to surface. Then he confronts you because he overhears it. You then spill the beans. He then breaks up with his girlfriend after a month. Then you become together. Am I correct in that?
Yes.
All right. So first question, why'd you like him? What kept you around? What kept you enamored by this guy?
He made me laugh. He was kind of there for me when I was feeling sad. Yeah. He was just there. And I was also 14. Yeah. And he was paying attention to me. And I had no self-esteem. So I feel like that also had a little bit to do with it.
Sure. How long did this relationship last?
You're gonna laugh.
Okay.
2 weeks.
Okay, so no wonder you beat the threshold. You beat the threshold of 1 week.
But no. Let me elaborate.
Hit me with it.
I broke up with him because of what I found out about my dad, and I like that kind of like came crashing down on me, and I was like, oh my god, this is a lot for me. I can't be in a relationship right now. I need to deal with this. I need to deal with my mental health right now. And I told him that. I was like, hey, something happened with my family. I can't do this right now. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm breaking up with you.
Wow.
And then he was like, oh, okay. And then we continued to like talk and flirt because that was in around like May-ish of my 9th grade. So it was like at the end of 9th grade. And so we continued talking all throughout summer. And I still had feelings for him. I thought he still had feelings for me. And at the end of summer, we went on a date. And he was like, so where's this going? I was like, I think I still can't be in a relationship, but like, I really do like you and I really care about you. Wow. And he was like, okay. And then school started and 2 weeks go by. He didn't say a word to me. And then he had another girlfriend. And I was like,
shit. Yeah.
I was just confused. I was bewildered. I just didn't know what was going on. I was like, huh? And I confronted him about it. And he's like, oh, I thought you were like done. I thought you didn't want it. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean you didn't know? I told you exactly what I was thinking. What do you mean you didn't know? Yeah. And so that happened. And so that's why I say, and then the drama with him kind of lasted until my senior year, even because in my senior year, we kind of like kissed a lot. Even though we were friends. And at some point I got feelings for him again because he was like my first love, I guess.
Okay.
And then he helped me. He asked me for help with a proposal towards the girl who my ex cheated on me with.
That's like getting cuckolded, dude. What the heck? What is that? Why? Would you did you agree? Did you help him?
Yeah, I did.
What the heck's your problem, man? What would you do? What's the point?
I didn't have self-esteem, dude. I was sad and lonely, and I thought I wanted validation.
Yeah, but like, explain this to me then, okay? You're right. You're right on that. I now it's starting to make sense. But like during that time, then, okay, when he's asking you to help him with a proposal for another girl that he cheated on you with.
No.
Oh, when with?
A different ex cheated on me with this girl who used to be my best friend.
Holy cow.
And then several months go by, and my first boyfriend, he was the one that comforted me when that happened. So almost a year later, that was in like February of my junior year, so December of my senior year, he's like, hey, I need some help with a proposal. And I was like, sure. Mind you, this girl and I share a name. So he asked me, I need your handwriting real quick because your handwriting is really pretty. So I need you to write this name on this proposal. And I like wrote the name and I was like, oh, this is my name. And then he opened up the proposal thingy and it was pictures of him with her.
This
in
is
there.
hard. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to listen to in a while. This is brutal. Holy sh! I'm sorry. Go on.
No, that's it. That's it.
How do so?
That's
What's going on through your head then? What are you experiencing in real time? You are writing your own name for another woman that is just what are you? Were you even cognitive of what's going on, or was this just in the moment?
I was
you're
just like,
whatever?
I guess this might as well happen.
Wow.
And then I went home and then I was just like, this is fine. And then we were all at a party together that same night, that same day. And he tried to make out with me in front of her.
This guy is a real winner.
Real piece of work. Real piece
of wow. That's and now I'm not surprised when I hear the meme, or is it even a meme anymore, with the all men are trash kind of deal. Man, that's brutal. If that's our representative, man, that's terrible.
Yeah.
How? I mean, there's a little bit of I'm trying to be fair and down the middle, be like, he's a high schooler, but still, that's so shitty. That's so obviously. It's one thing to get you to write the name, which is in its own right terrible. It's another to then later that same night try to hook up with you in front of the girl. This is okay, and that's number one. That we didn't even get to the other three. That's number one.
It gets worse.
Okay, Andy. Well, I'm buckling in. Here it comes. Happy birthday to me. Let's go on here. All right, So let me ask this. All of this happened, but you're telling me you only dated for 2 weeks with this person, correct?
Yeah, so we dated for 2 weeks, and then throughout the rest of the drama that kind of happened, we weren't dating.
Oh, okay.
We were just friends.
Still, yeah. Still weird. Very ambiguous friends with you.
But since the drama lasted that long, I count it as a relationship.
Yeah. No,
even though the relationship itself was only 2 weeks.
That's wild.
Officially.
Mm-hmm. That's wild. All right. Well, let's get on to number 2. All right. Number 2, how old were you? How'd you guys meet? I
was 15. We met at this girl's birthday party, the girl that shares my name with me.
Who are these? Go to a bigger school, please, Andy. These. He went
to a different school, too. He was just her neighbor.
Oh, my gosh. All right. So... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Next person. So how did this start? How did this relationship start with number 2?
Okay, so this was my friend's, I think. Yeah, it was her 16th birthday.
Okay.
And she invited me to her birthday because we were besties. And yeah, so we were just hanging out, and we were at the basketball court of her neighborhood, and her neighbor was there, and he was like, "Oh, hey, by the way, happy birthday." Mm-hmm. And she was like, "Thanks, dude." And I was like, "Hey, your neighbor seems like a cool guy, like a cool lad." And so I started playing basketball with him.
Yeah.
Shooting some hoops, even though I was bad at it, but I was just like, "Oh, he seems cool. I wanna play some basketball with him." Okay. And so later that week at school, I told her, I was like, "Hey, by the way, your neighbor, I'm kind of feeling your neighbor. He seems pretty cool." And she was like, "Interesting." And later that week, she was like, "Hey, do you want to go to the movies with me and a couple other friends?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And so I got to the movies, and then he was there along with 2 of our other friends. So it wasn't a one-on-one thing. It was just
it's a group.
And I was like, "Oh, he's here." And later when we started dating, he was like, "Oh, I didn't know that you were going." And I was like, "I didn't know you were going either." And so our friends did the typical 15-year-old thing, and they made us kind of sit together alone, a couple rows in front of them.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I guess.
And we talked throughout the entire movie, so that was nice. And then he was like, "Hey, by the way, what's your Instagram so that I can DM you?" And I was like, "Oh, here's my Instagram. You can DM me." And we started talking. We started dating, and then a couple months go by, and that was in I want to say March, April-ish of my sophomore year. And then into my junior year, a hurricane happened in Puerto Rico, a Category 5 hurricane, several hurricanes. It was Hurricane Irma, which was Category 4, and then Hurricane Maria, which is Category 5. So after Hurricane Maria, me and my mom left, and we went to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It was long distance. And that was in I want to say September. Yeah, it was September, like late September, early October. And so throughout, like, we were doing long distance. He came to visit me once. I couldn't go to visit him though. And we just did the long distance thing. However, in like November-ish, which is like when my birthday is at, um, things started getting a little rocky. He was hanging out a lot with his neighbor, and I was like, and in general, there was just poor communication on both parts. We were at that point, I was 16, he was 16 as well. We were children, so it was like, it just wasn't working.
Yeah.
And so one day he calls me up at like 4 a.m. and he's like, "Hey, I think we should take a break." And I was like, "Huh?
Hmm.
What do you mean? What do you mean a break? What do you mean take a break? What do you mean you want to take a break?" And he was like, "I don't know. I just think we aren't talking as much as we used to. I just feel like I haven't, we just aren't communicating as well anymore." And I was like really sad. I was like, I mean, okay, this seems like what you want. So I cried. That was like on a Sunday.
Damn.
And I was crying the whole time. I was like crying a lot. And then later that night, he was like, "Hey, never mind." And I was like, "What do you mean, never mind?" He's like, "No, never mind. I don't want to take a break." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Weird.
I
Okay.
was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "No, no, no. I'm not gonna just do that." And so the next day I broke up with him. I was like, "Listen, I can't do this right now." I was like, "Nope." And I just snipped. I was like, "Nope." And I broke up with him. And then a month later I called him and we got back together. But
Okay. All
um
right. And
but listen, again, 16-year-old with poor self-esteem.
yeah.
So and I miss I the thing okay, so I went on a date with a different guy. And like the date was like, eh. I was like, eh.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I miss my ex. So I called him.
Oh, yes.
And then we got back together. And I came back to Puerto Rico, and the girl that used to be my best friend suddenly was like talking shit about me behind my back. And suddenly I was a terrible person. I lost a bunch of friends because of it. And I was like, huh? I was like, what? What did I miss? I was gone for 3 months. What did I do? And that was the whole thing. And I told him, "Hey, I'm really not comfortable with you being friends with her anymore." Because like
What in the
she
world?
kind of was a bitch to me. She kind of betrayed my friendship here. And he was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, no worries. I just won't talk to her anymore." And then a month later on Snapchat, she's at his house. I like see it on her story and in her
Mm.
location. She was at his house. And I was like, huh, cool.
What? What
And
did
then I
you?
broke up with him the next day.
Andy, Andy. I gotta ask you now. All right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
ask you. So I know you keep
yeah.
telling me self-esteem things. You're telling me, no, it's a self-esteem thing. But can you be a little bit more precise with that word? I think self-esteem is a very broad term. What specifically in terms of your self-esteem that has now allowed you twice, and I haven't even gotten to the second two other stories, but that's allowed you twice to kind of either go back or even entertain these relationships that are devaluing you without a lack of a better term. I'm sorry, but there's no respect to who you were.
It's probably because I had little to no self-worth. Like
Wow.
I craved validation so much and I wanted to feel loved
Yeah.
so bad. I wanted to feel like someone actually wanted me so badly
Yeah.
that I was willing to put up with almost anything.
Damn.
I was like, I just want to have a relationship and I want someone that to tell me that they care about me.
Mhm.
And I wanted that so badly that I was willing to put up with anything.
During that time, though, Andy, did you see that of yourself?
No,
You didn't see your own value?
I was blind. I
Yeah.
was like, "No, I just really like him.
Yeah.
I just care about him a lot." My mom is in my chat. She said she was forgiving and too trusting. Very true,
I feel
mom.
it.
Thank you.
So these other people then just pretty much gave you your worth, and you took it at that. You were like, yeah, that's okay, yeah, and I'll be here if you need me, kind of deal. Similar to what Mama VMG is saying, where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna bring you back with open arms, even though there's a lot of BS that was occurring in your life with these two stories. Wow, unreal. This is unreal. So with that one ending, then, all right, the on and off the betrayals, all of that jazz. Let's go on to the third one. How old were you when you met the third significant other? And I guess kind of like how'd you guys meet?
You're gonna laugh.
Stop.
So we met when I met we met for the first time when I was 15.
Okay.
Because he was dating
the other one?
Yeah, he was dating her while I was dating my second ex.
This is just
So she was dating him while I was dating. It was like that summer.
So you guys did a switch.
Not really. Because after she and him broke up, I didn't talk to him at all. They broke up in like the beginning of our junior year. Yeah. And then in like, my mom said, sit tight for the third one. Jesus Christ. So in like February or something from my senior year, I posted something on my Snapchat story and he swiped up on it because like a week or so before that, we were at a party together at the same time. And we kind of like looked at it and I was like, damn. In my head, I was like, he's fine as hell. And I guess he was thinking the same thing because he like swiped up on my story. And he was like, hey, how's it going? And I was like, haha. And we started talking. And eventually, my senior year, I was taking calculus. And I was kind of having a tough time with it at that moment. But he was really good at math. He went to a different school, but he was really good at math and stuff like that. So I was like, hey, I need help with math. And he was like, sure, I can come over and help you. And like he came over. My mom was home, so no funny business was going on. Mm-hmm. She gave us snacks and everything. We were in the backyard. And he was helping me do my calculus homework.
Okay.
And he was helping me study for a test, which I actually aced because he is very smart. So he helped me out. And that's kind of how we started talking and stuff. And then eventually he asked me to be his girlfriend. And I said yes. And it was going really well.
There's a was.
But then.
Yeah.
Eventually, he started getting very controlling, very much, that's what you're going to wear? It's kind of revealing. Those shorts are kind of short. That shirt's kind of low cut. And he was like telling me what to wear. Like, oh, if I'm not there, you're not wearing that.
Yeah.
He was like that. And I was like, huh? I was like, huh? Excuse me? And he was very like he basically didn't let me be friends with certain like with my guy friends. He was like, no, you can't be friends with these guys specifically because I don't like them. And I was like, okay, fine, I guess. And then he didn't let me like drink. That was like a legal drinking age here is 18, right?
Okay.
But he got in the hospital a couple times. And like he wasn't allowed to drink. And so he was like, oh, if I can't drink, neither can you. And I was like, okay. And yeah, my whole family loved him. My family adored him. My grandma loved him. My mom loved my dad. Yeah. He was the first person that I dated that my dad ever met. And so he was like, oh, you can't drink. And this one weekend I went with my friends to like, and not an Airbnb, it was like, we were in an apartment together that was like close to the beach.
Okay.
And it was like maybe 5-6 of us. And we were all like drinking wine and stuff, just having like girl time. And we posted about it on like our private Snapchat stories. And he was like, why are you drinking? And I was like,
weird.
I'm just with my friends. What do you think is going to happen, homie? And so it was just very, very controlling, very toxic. And then the whole big blow up of when we broke up was when I was moving into my university. I went to university like 3 hours away from my parents' house. So I had to go. We got an apartment. My roommate was my friend since I was 3 years old. So I was very excited about it. And there's this thing before the first week of school that's like freshman week, where freshmen just kind of go crazy and they go like drinking and they go get to know people that they're studying with. And we also had like orientation and stuff. It wasn't just like partying. And he didn't go to that university. He was going to a different one. But he was like, oh, I want to go. And I was like, okay, you can come, but you can't stay with me because I have a roommate. And also my mom's going to be coming over one of the days. So if you're gonna be here, you need to be at your like at a friend's apartment or something.
Okay.
Like you can't stay with me.
Yeah.
And he got really mad at me. He's like, "Oh, I see. Like you just don't want me there." And I was like, "No, it's just pretty obvious that it would be crossing a boundary
Yeah.
if you were to stay here, and I don't want that." So he did that. He stayed with a friend, but he would always be like, "Oh, you have to pick me up at 7 a.m." because he has his orientation.
Weird.
Although my orientation was at 12, I had to wake up at 7 a.m. to pick him up from his friend's apartment. And so when my roommate would wake up, he was already there. And it was just exhausting. And then on the day that my mom came over, which was like the parents' day, like parents like sending their kids off.
Yeah.
My mom wanted to have dinner with me because it was like the last time she's like sending me out to college. She's like, "Oh, I want to have dinner with you."
Yeah.
And he was in my apartments and we didn't want to like leave him alone. So we were like, "Hey, can we take you to your friend's place?" Because my mom wants to have dinner with me. And he was like, "No, my friend's having dinner with his parents. No." And I was like, "But I want to have dinner with my mom." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, your mom just doesn't want us together, whatever." He threw a temper tantrum.
Ooh.
He was being dramatic. He was gaslighting me. He was like, "Oh, your mom is the reason for all our problems, yada yada yada." And then later that night, I had to stay up until 5 a.m. on the phone with him, being like, "Hey, I need a little bit of space right now." And he was like, "Space for what? So you can break up with me?" And I was like, "That's not what I said. I just said that I need some time to think." And he was like, "Think about what? Think about breaking up with me?" And that conversation went on for about 4 hours. My mom at one point took my phone and hung up on him for me. And then proceeded to turn my phone off so that I wouldn't receive any more calls from him. And
Good call.
yeah, and that was the whole thing. And later that week, I called him and I was like, "Hey, we're breaking up. I can't do this anymore. You're too controlling. You're emotionally," you said, like he was very like very manipulative, very
No.
that. He was like that. And that was a really tough relationship. It was only 4 months too. That was like the most draining 4 months of my life.
Sure.
And then later I found out through my best friend, her name is Isabel. She was kind of like in his friend group. After we broke up, like a year later, I was hanging out with her and she was like, "Oh yeah, no, he was on drugs for like the entirety. Like he was doing so much cocaine while you guys were dating."
What?
And
what is this
lying to
curveball?
you about it. He was like, and like lying to me about it because he was like, "Oh yeah, I don't do drugs. I don't do any of that. Like I want to be clean." And he didn't allow me to drink. He was like, "No, because I'm clean, so are you." Meanwhile, he went behind my back and he was high the whole 4 months.
Oh my gosh, this is a movie, Andy. This is a movie. Like this is insane storyline arc. Let's break this down though. I have a couple questions.
Okay.
First thing is like knowing that. How do I start this one? First one being, let's go straight for the breakup because I do have some questions regarding your family's relationship with him.
Yeah.
With the first part, when breaking up with him, was that a difficult process or did he understand amongst the first conversation that you had?
I was on a 3-hour phone call with him.
Yeah.
Because he was telling me that he wanted to off himself.
Oh, wow.
Because I was breaking up with him.
Yeah.
So it was not an easy conversation at all.
How did you move on from that relationship? You know, it's so. Were you at the same university?
No. He went to a different university. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
We had to inform security in my university, like, "Hey, there's this." Yeah, because he snuck onto campus while I was during my orientation. He snuck on there.
What the world is this?
While I wasn't talking to him. While I was like, "Hey, I don't want to talk to you right now. I kind of need some." He showed up on campus, so he had to inform security.
You didn't get back with this one, correct, Andy? You never got
no,
back
no. He is blocked everywhere.
Who knew? This is the number 3 was the one
Look
we
at
didn't
me,
get. Look at
let's
that.
go!
That's growth, ladies and gentlemen. That's growth. All right.
Character development. Call it character development.
I like it. Yeah, that's your character. The story arc. It's beautiful. Okay, we're seeing where you're becoming more independent. You're strong, understanding your value. Let me get to the hot topic of your parents. Your family loved this guy. Your family fell in love with this person when they found all of this out. What was their reaction? And clearly
they wanted to kick his ass.
Yeah. Did you?
My family's very protective. Oh, my mom was there when we broke up.
What I meant was on the spot when all of it was happening during your orientation and mother's
my mom
weekend. She
my
knew
mom,
all
my
of
mom
it.
was there. She knew. I was on the phone with him, and she like heard me having the conversation with him, and that's why she took my phone and hung up on him for me.
So it wasn't even like because I know like sometimes, in a relationship, we try to keep a little bit of things away from the parents because once, not like secretive, but like, all right, let's see if we could talk this through and make sure the communication's right.
Yeah.
And then
a lot of things I didn't tell my mom until that specific week where I just couldn't take it anymore. And I just blew up and I told her everything. But like the clothes thing, I never like told her that or anything.
Yeah.
Or the drinking thing. I never told her that.
Yeah. It sounds
like I obviously told her afterwards, but yeah.
It sounds like with number 3, you had a lot. Like this is of the 3 we know so far. This one really hits home, not just for you, your family, but in terms of again. I know we made a joke of like, the character arc, but it is true. Like we're seeing slight improvements on how to manage this. What did you learn from this relationship? Because in the early days, it really did sound hopeful.
Not tolerate abusive behavior and to not ignore red flags because the red flags were there. I was just like, nah, fine. It'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So now whenever I see like a red flag, I'm like, what do you want? What do you want here? What's going on? What is this? Or whenever someone says something that's like slightly similar to something that he might have told me, kind of like in the tone that said like it sounds manipulative.
Okay.
Like I've kind of learned how to spot those kind of behaviors.
Yeah.
So
okay.
yeah.
Sure. I like that. So then,
yeah.
Again, you're learning on the fly. You're learning from all 3 of these past relationships, and you're gaining more experience and more identity, even in yourself as an independent. The 4th relationship.
That was actually not that bad, surprisingly. That one's actually, I think, the healthiest relationship / breakup that I've been through.
Okay.
And this one, okay, so we had met during my senior year. We made out at a club once, and that's how we met. We had friends in common. It wasn't like a random thing. It was.
I'm just hoping Mom knows these stories. So that's what I'm just hoping here.
Yeah,
Andy.
Mama knows. All
right, thank you.
I would not be sharing this with my mom.
And my heart is sinking as you're telling these. I'm like, all right, like. Yeah, but like respectfully at a club, right? We're all respectfully at this chess club.
It was very respectful. It was very respectful. It wasn't like a intense thing or anything.
Okay.
But he and I had like a bunch of friends in common, and so we met at that club, and we were like drinking, a little kiss, whatever. But then eventually, it's just nothing like came out of it. We just didn't talk after that ever. Except a year later, when this is my second semester, it was like about a year, like a little over a year ago.
Okay.
Early 2020, at the same club, and we saw each other, and we were like, "Hey, you look familiar." And the same thing happened again, except this time, we hung out for the entire night, and we like danced a lot. We talked to our friends in common. We were like hanging out the whole night. And then when my mom came to pick me up, because my mom, whenever I went out drinking, my mom would pick me up because she was like, I'd rather pick you up than you have to take an Uber. And so my mom got there, and he was like, oh, can I walk you to your car? And I was like, yeah, of course. And then he asked for my number. He was very gentleman.
That's
very
cool.
much. He was like, oh, can I have your number? And I was like, of course. I already have he was like, I know I have your Snapchat, but I want your number. And I was like,
I like
okay.
That. I like that.
I was like, okay. And so Yeah, he asked me for my number. I gave him my number, and then we started texting. We started hanging out. However, he went to university in New York, and I went to school here. So we started hanging out kind of before he had to leave to go back to college. And we went on a couple dates. We hung out, and it was great. And then we kind of like talked long distance. And then for Valentine's Day, me and my mom went to New York, and I got to see him, and we hung out. And then he asked me to be his girlfriend. It was very cute. We went on a very cute ice skating date. It was very nice, very wholesome.
Yeah.
And then I came back and we did the long distance thing, except it lasted for about a month, like the official relationship, because it was just poor communication. I wanted something more serious than he did. I was looking for more of a serious relationship than he was, because the day he came back, the day afterwards, he was like, "Hey, can you come over? I want to talk to you." And I was like, "Okay." So I went over to his house, and like I kind of knew where this was gonna go, and he was like, "I just think that we want different things. I just think we rushed into things." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "I don't know." And I was like, "You literally asked me to be your girlfriend. What do you mean we rush things?" And he was like, I just don't know if I want this kind of commitment." And I was like, "Well, I do." And he was like, "Well, it seems like we want different things." And I was like, "Yeah, maybe we shouldn't continue this." And then we broke up.
Yeah.
And that was it. But we stayed, like, we're on, like, it was just, we ended on good terms, you know? We just wanted different things, and we ended it. And that was it. And that's the last relationship that I've been in.
Hot take, and I'm only asking because this one sounds mature and healthy. Is this something that you could revisit in the future?
I don't think so. Not with him. He has a lot of things that he has to work through.
Sure.
And I'm just, I'm in a different place in my life now. I don't think I'd ever go back to him.
That's fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's then, Andy, let's talk about the present. All right. Let's talk about the present. Where are you at with your romantic life? Are you talking to anyone right now? I believe your last tweet kind of gave it away. If I'm not mistaken, someone is, what was the word? Simping? Was it? Am I allowed to say that on Twitch?
I am simping for someone so hard right now. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's pretty much. I'm talking to someone right now.
Okay.
And actually, it's the person that gave me this bear.
That's cute.
We've been talking for about 2 months now ish.
Wait,
been talking for a while.
2 months? Okay, I thought you said something. I thought you said 2 minutes for some reason. So
no.
yeah, it's like
2 months. 2 months. We've been talking for like 2 months, and I like him a lot. He makes me really happy.
Let me ask this. What are the qualities that you like of this individual? Let's just pretend they're not watching. All right? Let's pretend they're not watching at all.
I don't think they are. I think they're asleep right now.
Good call. Perfect. Then let's get it on the done. What is it about this person that caught your eye and possibly your heart?
Personality. Like, genuinely, it's really funny, and he matches my intellectual level. We have the same sense of humor. And honest, he just, I don't know how to describe it. It's more like he makes me feel wanted.
Wow.
And he makes, and not in like a sexual way or anything, or in like a I want validation type of way, but he genuinely makes me feel like I'm a person that is worthy of appreciation. And that's probably the thing that I like most about him. Like, he doesn't make it seem like his affection is something that should be earned. It's just like, he's just like, no, you deserve my time, and I like spending my time talking to you and stuff like that, and watching anime with you, stuff like that.
That's really cool.
And he makes me feel very appreciated.
That is so awesome. That's and honestly, it's so cool to hear. Like, as much as my heart breaks for you in terms of what you've had to go through, like, it kind of makes this current relationship, something that you're feeling right now, even more enhanced. You know, it's because it's such opposite spectrums.
Yeah. Yeah, not relationship. We were just talking.
Yeah. Hey,
technically,
nothing's
but
there. Yeah, we're not. It's on the. Nothing's on the docket. All right.
nothing official. But
Let
yeah.
me ask this though. All right. Let's go in this world of, let's say you weren't talking to anyone right now. All right.
Yeah.
What is the ideal significant other in your eyes?
Someone who makes me feel appreciated and worthy of appreciation
Yeah.
because of just everything that's happened to me before. It's like I've always felt like I need to do stuff in order to receive affection from other people,
Yeah.
and I'm not worthy of affection unless I do certain things.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to feel like that. I want to feel like on an equal level with the other person.
Definitely. Definitely.
That's it.
How about this though? How about someone for your family? All right. What would their votes be if they were to find a significant other for you?
A doctor.
That's good. That's hilarious. I like that one. That's real.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with my mom. That's the same thing with
someone with a stable, good future from
Yeah.
a good family. Someone who's going to give me stability. That's who they want for
But
me.
can you blame them? Can you blame them for that choice?
I
You know?
can't. I
You
can't blame them at all. That's what they want. It's
Exactly.
very valid.
It's a solid choice. It is a
Yeah.
it's a fuel efficient car, and it goes the miles there. Not the sexiest choice,
Yeah.
but we get it. We get it. It's a classic. It's efficient is the best I got.
Exactly.
I like that a lot. I'll put you in a situation one more time here. All right, I got one more question for
Okay.
this. We'll move on to community questions.
Yeah.
For the person you are talking to right now, all right, what is something they should know of you? Kind of just moving forward with where you guys are at in your relationship. Not dating, just hanging out, close friends.
God. Probably that I do have a lot of flaws, but I know that he accepts them for the most part and appreciates me for them. But just that one thing that I do want him to know is just that like he's genuinely my favorite person in the world right now, and he makes me really happy, and I really like him. That's all, and I wouldn't trade him for the world.
That's really beautiful.
That's it.
I'm really happy for you. I'm happy that you're back on the upswing of supportive people that can facilitate a healthy and mature relationship. That's really cool, Andy. That's really
Yeah.
cool. That being said, again, with these life story things, we don't get it all, but I think we got a nice 15-minute window of who you are, and maybe even just a taste of some things that you go through in life, and a little bit of your backstory. So then when people that are watching you from your community, or even people that are new, they stop by your streams, they can understand you just a little bit better. Again, it's not everything, but they can resonate with you on that different level. That's really cool, Andy. I appreciate your story and you
Yeah,
sharing.
thank you.
Oh, it was awesome of you to, especially taking on the challenge of being an open book. That is dangerous. Any guest that tells me that, I'm like, yo, I'm going full send then. Like
And I'm like, yeah, let's go full send.
I respected that deeply. I love that. But
Yeah.
all right, Andy, as much as it's been easy answering my questions, my softballs, the community question segment here, over the course of this whole interview, people that have stopped by, maybe they're still here, have entered questions that they'd like you to answer. Simple rules with this segment. You don't have to answer them, all right? I'm just going to read them aloud. Okay. Some of them are reacts, some of them are questions, some of them might just be words of affirmation. But this is directly from everyone that's watched with us here this evening. The first question, Andy, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, first question is, how does she feel about her mods unionizing?
It'll never happen.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not letting that happen.
She's stepping on the throats of the union right now.
Yep.
You mentioned having 10 mods or so.
Yeah.
Could you choose 3 mods to bring with you on an abandoned island that will help you survive?
Oh God, none of them.
And that's that.
No,
Why?
they would not help me survive. They'd just be complaining the whole time. They'd just be like, "Ah,
Yeah.
there's nothing here.
What are you
I don't know what
streaming
to
next?
do." Like, where's the /ban for this island? That's probably what it would be like.
Let's hear.
I love my mods though.
Favorite game you're playing right now?
Valorant. I
Yeah?
am so addicted to Valorant. I spend all of my time that I'm not at work or streaming playing Valorant.
Yeah. Who's your main? Who you maining?
Sage and Jet.
Nice. We got. What are countries you'd like to visit?
Countries I'd like to visit. I want to visit Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. I want to go to Germany. I want to go to the Netherlands. I would like to go to Egypt, Morocco. I want to go back to Italy because last time I went I was like 11, so I don't really remember it too well. I want to go to Fiji and Bali. I want to go to not really a country, but Hawaii. I've always wanted to go.
Great.
Yeah. There's a lot of places that I want to go.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
What's your favorite music artist? What's your favorite music artist?
I have a bunch of different ones. It really depends. I like hold up. Wait, actually, the other day I had to answer this question in a Discord. Let me look for the answer because I don't remember what I said. I genuinely do not remember what I said. Fuck. Okay. Arctic Monkeys, Miley Cyrus, the newer album. Like the one that with the pink cover on it. Paramore, Maggie Lindman, Corpse, and then Taylor Swift.
Which Taylor Swift we talking?
Reputation era.
Okay. I could mess with that.
Yeah.
I could mess with that.
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff. I feel like that's a pretty good range. Like that kind of sums up who you are as a person right there.
Yeah.
Those tastes.
Just kind of all over the place, honestly.
A little bit. Oh, what's the best? Okay, God. What's the best place to get batshit drunk on PR?
Mayagüez.
Why?
That's my college town. There's so many bars everywhere. And that is probably the drunkest that I have been was probably there. And I had a great time. And it's just fun. And the people are just really nice. But for someone that's just visiting, probably Old San Juan. It's probably the safest place to get drunk.
What's your drink, Andy?
Do you know what Passoa is?
No.
It's like a passion fruit.
Ooh, that sounds
juice.
Nice.
Yeah, that it's like it comes in a bottle. So that with like either like different juices mixed into it. I like fruity drinks a lot. I think they're nice, but also tequila shots.
Jeez Louise. Okay, that will tank me. That's tough. Let me ask this: which was your favorite LOH?
Lover host.
Yes, lover host.
Skeppies for sure. I've been on two. I was on Quackities and I was on Skeppies. I was so nervous on Quackities because it was chat chooses and I was really nervous and it was just a lot. But then on my second one, I was there. Nina was there. A bunch of my other friends were there and we were just like, oh, this is going to be great. Wow, and it was. And I had a great time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nina, here's this next one. Will you be making your musical debut with Niska Bins?
God, I'm not becoming a SoundCloud rapper. I'm sorry, that's Nina's job.
Why not? Why couldn't you?
I don't have the skill to write the lyrics. That's all.
Fair. Okay, so you're letting Nina corner the market on that one.
Yeah. That's her thing. I'm letting her do her thing.
How have the relationships you've built through Twitch impacted your life? How is it now compared to a few years ago?
They've impacted my life in such a positive way. Like the friends that I've made through Twitch they kind of keep me going, honestly. Like they motivate me to keep streaming. They motivate me to just keep doing what I'm doing. They make me feel so loved and so appreciated, and they constantly tell me every day how much they appreciate me and how much I'm worth to them. And I'm like, God, I don't know what I'd do without them. I love them so much. Yeah. And if it compared to how it was before, honestly, some of the realest friendships that I've ever had.
Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? Did you ever grow up in a world where like you were told don't trust the internet?
Don't talk to strangers
Exactly.
online. My mom is very skeptical about online friendships.
Yeah.
Doesn't like them.
Is she still
doesn't
skeptical?
like them very much.
I actually never got to ask this. How does your mom feel about you streaming?
Oh, she's so supportive.
That's really cool.
She, as you can see, she's watching the interview right now.
Yeah.
She like comes into my chat sometimes. She's been on my stream before as well. She's very supportive of it. She's like, as long as it makes you happy, you continue doing it.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's
yeah. But the whole online friendships, she's like a little bit sketchy about it. She's like, hey, you don't know these people.
Yeah.
You've never met these people. And I'm like, I will one day. And she's like, you don't know that. And I'm like, yeah, I will. And so yeah, it's kind of like that whole conversation.
Always TwitchCon. There's always TwitchCon there.
Always TwitchCon.
Do you like Domino's? Asking for a friend.
The pizza?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's pretty good pizza. Nice. I like it. I like their garlic knots as well. They're good.
I don't think I've ever. Yeah. Now you got me.
They're good.
I know what I'm getting.
I like a little cheese. I like cheese in them. Oh God, they're so good. You should try it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And I 100% will. Ever written any fanfic in your life?
Yes, I used to. It was like, I think it was Harry Potter or something like that. And it's currently deleted. I think I wrote a total of 2 chapters. I don't remember what it was about. Don't ask me. I don't remember. I was like 12. It was on Wattpad, and I deleted it already. I just don't remember, but I do remember that I did write a little bit.
So okay. So what inspired the fan fiction?
I read too much fan fiction. I was like, oh, I'm gonna give this a shot. And I was like, maybe I won't. And then I stopped.
Andy, you're really gonna tell me you don't remember any part of the story?
I don't. I actually don't. Genuinely, and it was also like 2 chapters as well. So it was probably just like introducing characters or some shit like that.
Okay.
And very poorly written, probably.
And the thing is, with fan fiction, I guess maybe Twitch has altered my mind on what I believe fan fiction to be. For some reason, it always turns out to be romantic. Yours, I assume, was not.
No, I don't think it was. It was probably like a self-insert, kind of like, oh, there's another person at Hogwarts.
Oh, jeez Louise.
And that person has every single one of my physical and personality traits. And I am just friends with these people in my little fictional world.
I'm learning a lot tonight. Tonight.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No, you don't be sorry. This is for you. I don't know what you're talking about. Here's I'm just gonna read this one. I didn't get to read it in advance. It says, "Hey Andy, I get being an only child, but I don't have that close a relationship with my mom, and it gets really hard and lonely having no one to talk to, and I feel safer and myself on the internet than outside. I know it's a heavy load, but do you have any advice?"
Honestly, it's good to have online friendships. Like I most of my friends are online, but it's also good to have relationships in person with people your age. Just because it helps you get out of that internet bubble. Because on the internet and in the real world, things are very different. In like meme words, I guess it's like, go touch some grass.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard sometimes, and especially now that you're not going to school and stuff. Like try to befriend people that are in your grade or in your class. Because that's what got me through childhood, like having friends in school and talking to them and playing around with them. Like when I was home, it got lonely, but at least I had that. when I went to school. And also I didn't have the internet. My mom didn't let me have a phone, and like a proper phone, until I was like 12. So yeah, that's the best advice that I think I can give.
I'll read you about, let's go 4 more here. First one here. If you would attribute a flavor to the shape rectangle, what flavor would it be?
Blueberry.
Why? Is that something you get in your community?
No.
Oh, it was Yogi.
I have never been asked a question like this in my life.
Yogi's telling me that was their question, and it was a
Oh God.
Okay, I'm not reading that. That is not for you. That is an attack. I mean, not an attack at me, but it's not about me. It's about me. I'm not gonna read that aloud.
Oh, I see.
I'll post it on Twitter after the show.
Now.
I'll post it on Twitter after the show. But this is too. Okay. It's too much. Okay. I'm blushing at what it says. Andy, you are. Hey, no, don't let the 28 years old fool you here. I still got a little razzle dazzle left in me. Andy, you're so cracked at Valorant. Oh my gosh, carry me, not Calypso. I'm just reading these as. I
wonder if that's Calypso, and I wonder if he wants me to carry him in Valorant.
Probably does. He probably does. Let me say this though, Andy. What is 16 times 2 plus 10?
$42. Let me check if that's right. Hold on, let me pull up the calculator. 16 times 2.
That it's 32 plus. It's 42, right?
Yeah, 42.
Yeah, nice. And it's also from Calypso. Let's see here. We got Andy. You valid as fuck. Is what they're sending me. Ice in the veins, right there. I just learned that. I'm
valid. Sheesh.
Those 4 guys are crazy. Glad you got Mr. New Guy. Any interesting less than 1 week people?
There's been a lot of less than 1 week people. One thing, I have a very flirty personality. I get myself into a lot of less than 1 week things. There was a thing with this one guy from like not summer camp, but it was like a summer program in California. That was a whole thing. I liked him a lot. Pretty cool. That was pretty interesting. I'm not gonna get into too many details about it because it's not that important, but yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What's the best beach to surf here in Puerto Rico?
Hobos. What? Yeah, Hobos. Surf. Yes. Hobos. Or there's also different. There's also La Ocho, but that one's kind of rocky. I think Hobos is the best place to learn. That's where I learned how to. It's spelled Jobos.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Andy rate mom. Oh, okay. Andy rate moms is fit. Listen.
What's your fit?
I'm not gonna stand up for you. I'm gonna be honest with you.
What the hell, man?
After the 5th show I've done, I realized, wait, I don't move, so I should just have. It's not like I'm not wearing any pants, but it's like I'm usually wearing like sweats or like shorts, basketball shorts. But it's always the top.
My shorts are like pajama shorts.
Thank you. See, that's the trick behind the trade here. But go from the fit up. I'll give it to you. All right, from the fit up here, the shirt. We got a guest shirt. We got a chain. We got an old school Memphis Grizzlies hat. Go ahead, destroy my fit.
I like it. I like the fit.
Thank you.
I think it looks good on you. Yeah.
Thank you. There it is. See,
yeah, it fits you.
Louise. I went to drinks in this fit, and it's the same fit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's the.
Oh.
Yeah. Thanks. All right. That's okay. Yeah. Too much.
Maybe you should have like put it in the wash or something.
I didn't yak on it. I know what I'm doing. I'm 28, all right, and I'm 28, and I think I know how to throw down, all right. I know how to throw down nowadays.
Okay.
What do you mean? What do you say? What do you mean if I say?
Drink some water. Drink some water, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's right here. Will this quench your thirst as well, or will you be tweeting about it later tonight? Andy, is this what you wanted from me? Is this what you wanted from me? I'm sorry I had to do it. I'm sorry I had to. It's my birthday. It's the midlife crisis, Andy. I'm going through a midlife crisis right now. I'm a quarter life crisis at this very moment. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. I appreciate you, Andy. I appreciate. I'm stupid. You 100%. You are one of my favorite Twitter accounts. Official. Like ever since I follow you, I was like, this is too funny. I wish I had to go.
Thank you.
So that's why I felt comfortable enough to take this shot. All right.
That's fair enough. No, it was funny. I laughed.
Yeah, I know. I got you. Again, I'll give you one more question here. One last question. It's a question to end all questions. Mainly because a lot of love here from your community, especially your mods, man. They were the first people to show up, and they were just yapping about you. They absolutely they love you. And as much as it's kind of a we're gonna tease you and we're gonna talk shit and give you a rough time, I know that they also really do appreciate you. That being said, I've been asked this question almost every interview. It's a completely loaded question, and I would love to see how you're gonna navigate through this. The question being, who's your favorite mod?
Jasleen.
Holy cow, that's not even. That's why. Why?
She is not just a mod. She's actually like a genuine friend.
There it is.
Like she'll text me, like she has my number and everything. Like I'll text her and I'll talk to her, and she's like been there for me. Like she's like I've been crying, texting her, talking to her about stuff, and she's been following me since I was doing TikToks and stuff. Since I was doing TikTok live, she was actually a mod in my TikTok live. She was my first mod ever.
Nice. That's sick.
So yeah.
That's really cool.
I definitely my favorite.
Good answer.
And no offense to my other mods, they know I love them, but she's the first one.
She's the OG. Okay, that's a good answer. That's I wouldn't even say safe. I think that's a valid answer right there. I'll give you top three answers I've heard in terms of answer. That's such a hard question. That's such a hard question. But Andy, that's everything here. You've killed it.
Oh my god!
You've absolutely killed the show. The thing is this, Andy, much like anything in life, nothing is free. So there is two things I'm going to have to ask from you. All right? Are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
Andy, you got the stream up?
I got the stream up.
All right. I'm going to need you to choose any username that's in the chat right now that isn't a current mod, VIP, or myself. Anyone.
I'm gonna scroll through it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my god, Nina's in chat. Nina. I choose Nina.
Holy cow. Okay. You know, I had her do this exact same bit, and she's like, I'm going to choose myself. And then she chose someone else. So it's nice. It's in good taste that you chose her. Here's the thing. You gave her VIP, all right? She won VIP. She gets it. It's all hers. However, now part two of this is, Andy, I'm going to need you. I only have five VIPs, all right? And I put them on a board in my main screen. It has everything there. So I'm going to have you choose who you're going to take out. All right? In real time, right here, right now. Look at the chat. I'm spamming the usernames here. There are 5 of them. Name any one of them, and they're out of here.
Chicle 13, because that's just gum in Spanish.
Wow. Okay. Okay, that was literally someone that I just put them in. All right. Well, they're done.
Oh,
so
I'm
that's
sorry.
I'm
sorry.
You live and you learn. Just show up. Hey, just show up next time. You have every chance to win. Awesome. The second thing, Andy. The second thing. Yeah. Okay. You and I have sat here for a little bit over 3 hours. All right. We've gone through the ringer. We got to talk about your time here on Twitch. We got to do a little bit of renegading together. We got to talk about, your experiences in terms of life, your love life, your family, your occupation, your school. You got to answer questions directly from the community. You understand what it is to be 1v1ing here with myself, Moms Online, this random dude on the internet. So I'm going to ask you this, all right? I'm always looking for other streamers, not just to invite to the show, but to watch. You know, I'm a fan of Twitch first before anything else. I'm not a streamer first. I'm a fan, and I love just visiting other streamers, checking out their stuff, and then possibly inviting them on here and celebrating their lives. That being said, who is one person that you would like to see go through the exact same experience as both yourself and Nina, who invited you on, who picked you to be on here, onto this show?
Honestly, Rupa. I
Rupa.
think that Rupa, I admire him so much. He is so hardworking and he puts so much effort into his streams, and he just really always does the most, and he puts his all into everything. And I adore him, and I think he doesn't get nearly as much recognition as he should. So definitely Rupa.
Awesome. It's right here. It's on the sticky note. All right. That's when you know he's a real one. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll give him a look and I'll try to reach out there. But awesome. Thank you so much, Andy. I appreciate that.
Of course. No worries.
That being said,
thank you for having me.
No, of course, of course. Here's the thing, though. We have one last secret segment. It's the secret. It's the secret box.
Okay, I read this in the I read this in the notes, and I was worried.
Don't worry. Andy, we've been here for 3 hours. I've been sharing a space with you. You think I wouldn't have your back?
I mean, I know you do, but have anxiety, bro.
All right.
Come on.
Fair play. You're right. That's on me. Here's the thing, Andy. This show, Inside the Streamer Studio, your guest number 71. So we've shared 71 streamers' lives from around the world. And it was inspired by an old 90s television show called Inside the Actor Studio, where this homie, his name is James Lipton, he would bring on actors, actresses, and entertainers into his auditorium classroom. He was a college professor, and they would literally film this thing for public television here in the States. So you'd have like Angelina Jolie's, Brad Pitt's, all of that. They'd come on, and he would talk to them about their personal lives and then their discography. And then he would end the show the exact same way. For 23 years, he ended the show the exact same way by asking each and every one of his guests the same 10 questions. And so, as an homage to him, I've done the exact same thing 71 times. The same 10 questions. Okay?
Okay.
3 rules that you got to do. All right? First one is you have to answer every question. You have to. All right? They're not hard. They're not hard. Second is that I'm going to be completely silent during this segment. You're not going to hear me say a word.
God.
Okay? Not a word. I'm going to wait for you to have a moment's silence after your answer, and then I'll read you the next question. The third thing, Andy, is try to keep that answer within one thought. So not one paragraph, not one word, just one idea. One idea, and then we'll move to the next question. All right? That's it.
Okay.
After that, I'll do my last kind of bit, and I'll give you the final word, and we'll go our separate ways. That's it.
All right.
It's as simple as that. All right. You ready, Andy?
Yes.
All right. Get started here. Question 1. What is your favorite word?
Bubbles.
What is your least favorite word?
Narcolepsy.
What turns you on?
The guy I'm talking to.
What turns you off?
Anyone that isn't him.
What sound or noise do you love?
Coquillas. They're like little Puerto Rican frogs.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Nails on a chalkboard.
What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
what profession, other than your own, would you like to attempt?
Professional juggling.
What profession would you not like to do?
Being a lawyer.
And lastly, Andi, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Andi, where the hell have you been, Loca?
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, Andivmg. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much. You did it. That's everything.
I did it.
Holy cow. Oh my goodness. I really do. I appreciate you accepting the invite to be here and sharing your time. I know it's late for you. I didn't realize. If you gave me more heads up, I should have planned more accordingly for your time schedule.
No, I'm usually awake at this time.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's fair play. Fair play. Let me say this though. A couple things. First and foremost, you absolutely killed it tonight. Like
Thank you.
It's
Thank you,
such
Moms. I appreciate it.
it's such an honor to sit here and hear your story. You know, it's not about
It's an
you
honor
being.
to be here.
That's too kind. That's too kind. I didn't even get to preface. This is the moment of the show where I'm let me tell you everything I've learned or what I've taken from your story and learned about you. And again, I'll give you the final words, but Andi, I'm going to get into a zone here as I do this. All right? This is off the cuff every time.
Okay.
But hearing your story, Andi, I mean, on the surface, you know, you're a very talented and beautiful individual, okay? But beyond that, and I think what we did tonight was go far beyond that. We got to see a individual kind of navigate their way through life, you know, through the difficulties of what childhood was, and maybe even some could say loneliness, and finding that self-worth. And over time, you know, through trial and error, through tragedies, through emotional tolls and hurt and betrayal, you are standing here or sitting there at 19 years old and with a really great head on your shoulders. And that's a testament to two people in specific that I've heard, and that's yourself and your mom, man. You guys really, you know, and that's not to put anything away from anyone else, but you guys really drove it home in terms of growing together. With you, Andi, it's, you know, Twitch is such a wild ride. And, you know, you said yourself 7 months this Sunday, and that's really cool. But I hope you find time to take a step back and look not just at the time frame of you being on this platform, but the work and the lives that you've been able to influence and touch and be a part of, both within your community and other streamers. And it's been really cool to watch that of you. It was a no-brainer to have you on. You know, all that stuff aside, like it's amazing to see someone of your age, again, 28 years old, but to see a 19-year-old be so well-versed and so experienced is very refreshing, and it's very humbling. And I think it's a testimony that maturity is not an age thing, it's an experience thing. And you've experienced quite a lot in your life, and you're going to continue to experience a lot more, Andi. And I'm very, you know, as long as you're streaming, hopefully we keep in touch.
Yes, of course.
Well, I was gonna tell you I have another show called The Network. I'd love to have both you and Nina together, but we'll talk about that in the DMs. But I'm talking even beyond Twitch. I'm not talking about having you on shows. I'm not talking about you streaming. I'm talking about you as an individual continuing to grow, continuing to learn, and continuing to step in to the young woman that you are, or not even young woman, to the woman that you are. So I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you were able to be so candid and honest. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties at the
It's
start.
okay.
It's never happened to me before like that. It's never.
You're good. No, you're good.
I just
no
hope people
worries at
couldn't
all.
hear me screaming your name. That's the part that I gotta go recheck the VOD where I'm like,
no, I don't think they could. I didn't think they could hear you.
thank the Lord. All right, but Andy, honestly, you as well as like I'm gonna kind of clump you both together since I just mentioned her. You and Nina have been such blessings to get to know this side of Twitch that I've never known before. And again, it would be my complete honor to invite you on to the other shows. We come here as not even acquaintances, as strangers, and I like to think we leave here as either acquaintances or friends. I'm still expecting the DM to ask me to be a friend, but it's fine.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mom. So I will send it later. I promise.
It's fine. Hey, I don't want to, no pressure on that. No time frame pressure on it. I'm just saying my birthday still is technically an hour and a half, and we'll see if that gift comes through. But
listen, that guy.
Andy, I want to give you the final word. All right, I'll shut my big mouth up. What do you have to say to everyone that's been watching here this course of this evening, and also on the future on Spotify and YouTube?
Just thank you. Honestly, thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to my story. I didn't think that it would be that interesting or that anyone would really care too much, because I'm not trying to be entertaining or something. I'm just talking. So I really appreciate the fact that, thank you for being here. That's all.
Great. All right. Well, we'll go our separate ways here now, Andy. All right. You take care. I'll disconnect the call, but you have a good night. Get something to eat, get something to drink. I'll DM you right after the show. All right.
All right. Perfect. Thank you. And happy birthday. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Of course. No, it's nice to have a new friend for a birthday gift. That's that. A new person I meet. There you are. All right. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon.
You too. Good night.